For those of you who did not know, it is National Batman Day today. Celebrating another glorious year of the legend, the icon, Batman. Just so happens, as we are recording, this day falls on Batman Day. So we have to pay homage to the king.
It's true. We should be in the theater watching the Dark Knight trilogy in one sitting, actually, is what we ought to be doing right now.
Is that now?
Yeah, I think they did it today, right?
God damn it.
What's that today?
I did not know that was today.
I think they did it today only.
Oh, fuck.
It might have.
I want to do that. Cool as fuck.
Well, everybody's in luck because Ace and I actually reviewed the entire Batman trilogy not that long ago, the entire Nolan trilogy, so you can check that out.
Yeah, that is correct. The entire Dark Knight trilogy we covered. Pretty fantastic stuff, man. I really enjoyed that trilogy of episodes just because, I love the Dark Knight trilogy. It's got a little bit of everything in there, especially for Batman fans, and it created a lot of new Batman fans. So, obviously this episode isn't a Batman Day episode. However, it doesn't mean that there will not be any Batman shenanigans going on. There would be quite a few of those Batnanigans going on.
Batnanigans.
Oh my god!
I
just feel like
Shaggins.
Oh
no,
my!
You know what? Never mind.
I feel like we should preface this with the fact that we are all drinking.
I don't see what that has to do with anything.
You're right, because I feel like it will be obvious anyway.
I don't think you'll be able to tell the difference with me.
Yeah, I don't know, though. There was that one episode that we did, and no one was drinking, and nobody would believe that either. So
no one will believe that. I believe that was the Captain America.
The 1990 Captain America.
1990, yeah.
The most off-the-rails shit ever.
It went along with the movie.
That's true.
Somehow, yeah. That episode. Listen, guys.
It's a classic.
Even if you have not seen... scratch that. I know you guys haven't seen the 1990 Captain America movie.
But you should watch our review.
Yeah. If nothing else, check out.
You don't know. That could be their favorite movie of all time.
I doubt it. And if so, they probably don't listen to the show.
Fuck Chris Evans. What was the guy's name?
Well, if they fuck Chris Evans,
you won't.
they're gonna have a rough time or a great time, depending on.
Both.
It's true.
It depends on the person, I would suppose.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. That is a
rough and great time.
Speaking of Chris Evans, we're going to start this off just right today. I actually recently read a thing about Willem Dafoe. Have you seen this? Have you heard about this?
No.
So apparently there's a movie he's in. I can't remember which movie. It's not one of the Spider-Man movies, or what, of course. But apparently Willem Dafoe is supposed to have a nude scene in the movie, and they get to where they're going to start shooting it, and Willem Dafoe's like, "Cool, man, whatever." He just takes his clothes off on the set, and apparently the director said that his penis was, and I quote, confusingly large.
Confusingly.
And apparently they actually got a body double with him because they did not want his giant penis to distract from the scene. So you got the opposite of Brie Larson, where they had the butt double.
Right. This was not on my bingo card for tonight, and already I feel like there's nothing more I can say.
Yeah.
The visuals. I never thought that I would ever have that kind of visual.
So we need a Green Goblin versus Captain America showdown.
Do you think that's what he calls it?
The Green Goblin?
Maybe. I don't know, man. Goblins are small.
That's true.
He probably calls it the Hulk.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah. But...
hopefully it's not too green.
Anyway, speaking of penises, we reviewed Baldur's Gate 3.
The more I think about it, I think it could be the Northman that he was talking about.
Does he have a nude scene in the Northman?
I think he does. He's batshit crazy in that movie, and everyone's almost naked.
Yes.
You know,
isn't he batshit crazy in every movie?
Oh,
Except Aquaman.
That's true.
I just want to point out that yesterday, and I will not provide any further context for this statement.
Oh my God.
But we were talking about the Northman actually, and I was like, yeah, man. I was like, Alexander Skarsgård has like the perfectly chiseled cum gutters in that movie. And the people around me were like, what the fuck? And then they were questioning whether that's what they were called. I was like, that's the scientific term for that body part. I don't know what to tell you.
There's two types of people. The type of people that know that part of the anatomy is called cum gutters, and then those who are just uneducated.
I'm uneducated.
Not anymore. You're welcome.
I call
No
them
charge.
dick arrows or...
No.
I mean,
That's not it?
I've heard Dick Root.
Dick roots?
Yeah.
The fuck?
And I immediately was like, just look that shit up on Urban Dictionary if you don't believe me.
Yeah.
You know?
It's in Urban Dictionary.
Of course it's on Urban Dictionary. I mean,
Fuck.
yeah.
God damn
It
it.
is. But yeah. Check out our review of Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah, that game also
there-
has penises in it.
Yeah.
Are there dick gutters or cum gutters in that?
I haven't seen any, but
Actually, yeah, when I created my guy, I took his clothes off just to make sure everything was anatomically correct.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And yeah,
Had to make sure.
got to make sure. Yeah.
That's true. I mean, my bard is definitely the protagonist in one of those like monster smut series, you know?
Yeah.
Because he's a tiefling, but he has like long flowy hair.
I heard that there's no boob slider in that game.
There's not, and I really
How?
hope that. I mean, mods have added it.
Of all the games to not have it.
I know it's very strange. It's a slight oversight on their part. My bard picked penis B, just for the record.
There's different penises?
yeah, and different vaginas, and you can pick.
But they don't have boob sliders. Or
Correct.
Different. Do they have different boobs?
No.
What the fuck?
I mean, Lae'zel's boobs look significantly different from Shadowheart's. You know,
But
What about
the
asses?
Dragonborn don't have any, so
true.
maybe they just were
They
trying
have
to be
zipper
fair
twats.
to the Dragonborn.
yeah,
So
I can see that.
we are starting this
zipper
episode
twats.
off perfectly. But yes, check out our review of Baldur's Gate 3. The video is up now. You can
know what?
find that on the Entertainment Evolved YouTube and several other places.
I'm gonna
And
say it right here.
yes.
Fuck Baldur's Gate 3.
and Brendon was not on it, as you can imagine
As you
why.
can, as you can
That
tell.
game.
And since
To
I'm
hell.
plugging my own shit, I also just put out a review with Lauren from Coffee and Lore. We reviewed the first 4 episodes of the Ahsoka show, which is fucking credible. So if you're one of those people that has checked out of Star Wars because Disney bought it and they are awful, you might want to get off the sidelines for this because episode 5 of Ahsoka is better than I'd say all but maybe 3 of the films. Like 4 if you're stretching it.
Yeah, that's saying something.
Better than Mandalorian?
Yeah, it's better than anything Disney's ever done.
What?
It's way better than anything Disney's ever done.
God damn.
Like it's how I felt for the
So,
Luke hallway scene when Luke comes in at the end of Mando season 2. It's that for 50 minutes. It's
That's gonna kill someone.
amazing. Like
Like,
how they haven't already just put Dave Filoni in charge of Star Wars. I'll never understand.
I
Like,
mean,
it
isn't
was-
he pretty much is? Like,
no,
for the most part.
no. Wait till Acolyte comes out.
Oh, yeah.
That's like Kathleen Kennedy's pet project, and like a bunch of people.
That
in,
sounds cool though.
Oh, it does sound cool. It sounds amazing because it's supposed to be like a lot of people think that it's and this could be what the plot is. A lot of people think that it's going to be Darth Plagueis, Sidious's apprentice or a master. That it's going to be him like at the academy and then him turning to the dark side.
They're not gonna have any Snoke shit, are they?
They might. I mean,
For fuck's sake.
but the thing is, like, it all sounds so cool, and then you remember where Kathleen Kennedy is in the credits, and then we're gonna get what we got for the Kenobi show. You're gonna get dog shit. So
Maybe there's a chance.
no,
No?
there's not. I'm telling you, dude, that show. Like from now on, anytime Star Wars does anything, you just show. I need to see the credits first. If it says created by Dave Filoni as the first thing that pops up, then I'm good. But if it's like executive produced by Kathleen Kennedy, then I'm good. Like I'll hard pass.
Yeah, I think that's probably the way to go moving forward.
Yeah.
And
I might check it out just Morbid curiosity.
Oh, I'm gonna hate watch it because I have a show to run. You know, I got to review
That's
that
fair.
shit. It's
it's a heavy burden.
yeah, yeah. Like, am I gonna watch Rings of Power season 2? I absolutely. Am I gonna watch season 2 of Wheel of Time? Absolutely.
You had your chance in Dragon Con.
I did, but we decided, and we're gonna talk about that.
I was boycotting that. I was picketing.
We decided to do the least lame of our 3 options.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So before we get too far into the events of good old D-Con, Dragon Con.
D's Con.
Yeah, D's Con. Yeah, D's nuts. And before Caleb spills Coke and Douce.
It's completely, that's so random that he would say that.
I know.
It wasn't spurred by any event.
Sounds like a D&D character.
There is a little bit of news on this front as well that I need to share. So the next episode that I'll be doing will be covering a significant movie that played a huge part in every comic book fan's life, every superhero fan's life. One of the greatest, most iconic superhero movies of all time. It came out 20 years ago. The Eric Bana Incredible Hulk movie. So yeah, that will be the next episode. And I cannot wait to watch this movie that I have legitimately not seen in 18 years.
Well, I just want to point out that I have never seen it.
What?
And whatever day you're doing the review, I am very busy with Entertainment Evolved, and I apologize.
Oh, that's unfortunate. But I didn't even say what day it was going to be.
I know.
That's crazy.
Very busy. We have a lot on the slate.
I get it.
Yeah.
I'm free.
I mean, that's...
I'm free.
Oh, are you?
I'm free. I'm probably free.
But see, I'm busy that day.
Oh, okay. Shit. Wow.
Oh, man.
Surrounded by assholes.
I didn't even say anything.
But also another episode that is coming up. This episode will actually be next month. The exact date is TBD, but the episode is Homies Trivia Part 2.
Oh.
Yes.
At last.
Yes.
Teased for a while.
A reckoning.
A reckoning.
A reckoning.
It would be a Gotham's reckoning. Yeah, it would be a reckoning indeed. I am very excited for this. I have been, planning and tweaking and coming up with new questions and segments for the Homies Trivia. If you guys have not heard Homies Trivia, I highly recommend that you guys go and check that episode out. Homies Trivia 1 came out in, I believe, January. So definitely go and check that out. But Homies Trivia Part 2 will be next month. And I have 2 of the 3 contestants here with me today. And as a matter of fact, I suppose proper introductions are in order. So we'll go ahead and do that. But homies, one and all, welcome back to another very special and exciting episode of the Superhero Homies Podcast. Yes, my name is Quentin, and today I'm here with the homies Brendon and the homie and Homies Trivia winner,
Champion?
reigning, defending
Is he a champion?
Homies Trivia champion, Caleb.
Thank you. Thank you very much for
Yes,
that
of course,
introduction.
yeah.
So, there was something that you failed to put on the slate.
Oh, I apologize.
Yeah, when are we doing the Mistborn review? You know? Because I know that's coming.
Yeah, you know that's coming. During the Baldur's Gate review, I gave you like my synopsis of my overall thoughts on that.
Well, right, but you couldn't reveal too much.
That's true.
Because, we were going to do the full review and we just couldn't spoil it.
Yeah, the initial review for Mistborn was going to be like the same day that I was doing the Incredible Hulk review, but you were busy that day.
Right.
Yes. So we'll have to reset that schedule.
Yeah, well, I figured.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. But I just don't want it to go too long since you read it right before the Baldur's Gate review, I want it to be in your mind,
fresh,
fresh. So.
Well, you know what? I actually plan on doing a second read through of it.
Oh, that's impressive.
Yeah, you know, just to make sure that everything I can really pick up on things that maybe fell through the cracks on the first read.
Yeah, I mean that's probably a good idea. You know, I probably should do a reread also. I've only read it I think 3 times, and so it's been a while. So I should probably do a reread as well. And then we can just
Sorry.
just kind of meld it together and do
you can be peanut butter and I can be jelly, and we can just make that sandwich that Paul Bettany would hate,
which we will also get into here tonight.
Yeah, that will have context in a bit.
It will, yeah. Unlike some of the shit we talk about, that will have context.
Yeah. We won't have all the answers, but we'll have that one.
We will have some. Yeah, but in all seriousness, Mistborn is on the list of things that I am trying to get to because White Sand, which is also in the somewhere in the Cosmere, that was a really fun read. That was the first and only graphic novel.
That's in the Cosmere.
Yeah, that's in the Cosmere.
It's not his only one, but it's the only one in the Cosmere.
Gotcha.
I am a very sad boy right now because I am current. I have read it all as of earlier this week. So until sometime in October when I get the next one, I am in the sadness zone of current. So
okay. So I was gonna feel bad for you until you said, "Yeah, I gotta wait until October,"
which is
3
weeks away.
Well, and then though I'm gonna speed through that, and then I have a very long time. It'll be until November of next year.
Dude.
Shit. Okay, well,
Go through withdrawals.
I'm probably gonna reread it all.
What?
But I am going to read some other things next year that are not Sanderson Cosmere novels, like the rest of his works that aren't in the Cosmere.
Of course.
Also want to give a shout out to the homie Joseph, who recently hit me up and said that he, I don't know if I can call it at my recommendation, but I guess at my warning, he went and read a book on my shelf. It is All-Star Batman and Robin.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
How bad did Joe hate it on a scale of 1 to 10?
Because he knew to hate it. He didn't give me an exact number, but he did not, didn't
Is it
really.
that bad?
Oh, it's notoriously bad.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's like...
Oh, I mean, I guess that's a loaded question of why, but...
It's like Batman and Robin... All-Star Batman and Robin is like Superman 4, and then All-Star Superman is like The Dark Knight.
Right, yeah. Like, All-Star Batman and Robin has some of the best artwork. Like, on paper, it should have been an all-time classic Batman story. It's got art by...
is it Jim Lee?
By Jim Lee.
Okay, so you know the artist, Chris. Did Morrison write that one?
No, it was actually Frank Miller.
Oh, shit.
Damn.
Yeah.
Missed by Frank?
Is Damien, yeah?
No, it's
not?
It's Dick Grayson.
So,
well,
Frank Miller fucking hates Dick Grayson.
He does?
Dog. Yeah.
Why does he hate Dick Grayson?
I don't know, but I just don't consider anything he writes about Dick Grayson to be canon at all.
So on paper, All-Star Batman and Robin should have been phenomenal, but in actuality, it wasn't. It was quite atrocious. For one thing, the book was delayed several times. The run was never actually finished, and the story in it reads the way that Frank Miller wrote Batman. He's just a legit 100% psychopath asshole. That is all he doesn't adopt Dick Grayson after Tony Zuko kills his parents. No, he kidnaps this terrified boy.
So is this like a reboot of the...
Just think of
like a retelling?
It's like a retell, like an Elseworld story, It's like a...
Okay, so it's not main canon.
Yeah, it's not canon. But, still, it's Frank Miller, so people are going to read it. Like, technically, The Dark Knight Dark Knight Returns isn't canon either, but
Right. Yeah. Probably the most. Would you say it is the most famous non-canon story?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Too.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a really fucked up thing to read. Batman's just a psychopathic asshole.
So the James Gunn movie that is being made, is that not what he's basing it off of?
No, he's basing it off of
the Grant Morrison run.
The Grant Morrison.
The Batman and Robin Grant Morrison run.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which thankfully is not is actually a really, really good story.
Superman Legacy is based off of All-Star Superman,
yes,
which is a totally different thing.
I'm still mad that the first Robin since Batman Forever is going to be fucking what's his name? Damian Wayne.
Isn't it such a great decision?
Real piece of shit, Morty. As a matter of fact, he is a Morty.
Hey, no. If nothing else, to be a Morty, you have to have, like, at least in the beginning, no confidence. Damian has that in abundance.
He's only cool in Injustice 2, and that's barely, and that's because he has a cool-ass sword.
I disagree with that. Actually, Injustice is the one, at least like the comic book, it's the one comic book I don't like Damian in.
You like Damian in other comic books?
I love Damian Wayne.
What the fuck?
Yeah, Damian Wayne, he's incredible.
I thought you hate little kid superheroes.
But he's an asshole, and he presents as one, and I mean it works for him.
He's a real piece of shit.
Yeah,
but yeah,
fuck that kid.
I don't like him in Injustice because he kills Dick Grayson, and that shit broke my heart.
What?
And,
He kills Dick Grayson in Injustice.
Yeah.
No, I didn't know that. I didn't play him or watch.
And I finished watching the shitty animated movie.
Oh, that was so bad.
But when I read the graphic novel,
Mm-hmm.
I literally don't know what happened after that because I only know because he told me.
Mm-hmm.
Because when that shit happened, I snapped that shit closed and I've never touched it again.
I don't blame you. That's some bullshit.
Yeah.
Is that canon?
Injustice, no.
It's a Elseworlds thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we are here to talk about Dragon. Are we playing the game
today?
today?
Yeah. We will go ahead and play the game.
Y'all just lost?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and then we'll go ahead and play the other game as well. The homie guessing game. That's right. You guys have a combined total. There's two of you, so 2 minds have a combined total of 12 questions, yes or no questions that you can ask me to determine what comic book character, yes, Brendon, what comic book character I am thinking of.
So this is a comic book character?
No, not at all.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Well, damn.
Yeah. And you guys also have a combined total of 3 guesses. And if so needed, you guys can burn that third guess for an additional question or hint.
Alrighty then.
Are you gentlemen ready?
I'm ready.
Are you ready?
Brendon, are you prepared, good sir?
No. But I'll go through it anyway.
That's fair. Let me make sure that I'm prepared. I gotta up the difficulty on this.
Okay.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, it's only right.
That's not good.
Hey, you guys are evolving. The game is evolving, so the guesses have got to get tougher.
I feel like I'm devolving.
Well, that's not my fault.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with this.
Yeah.
Don't involve the homies in that shit.
Right. All right. Let's pick a good one here.
You haven't picked one yet?
No.
Oh.
Yeah.
I just thought you just have one ready.
I that's what I did in the beginning, know, when they were easier.
Oh.
Well, his knees are weak and his arms are heavy. So.
There's no vomit on my sweater already.
We don't know that. You don't have it on. You could have threw up on it earlier. It could be back in your room somewhere.
It'd be mom's spaghetti.
All right. Yeah. No. That one I think is too tough. We'll tone it down a bit.
Damn.
Yeah.
You have no faith in us.
Apparently, Weather Wizard is too tough.
Fuck Weather Wizard. Fucking meteorologist.
He's not a meteorologist. Is Storm a meteorologist?
Honestly,
she could
man,
be.
that would be a fucking dope ass character. Like they have like storm powers that control the weather, but they're also a weatherman, so they're like the best weatherman ever.
That's what I'm saying.
They're like right 100% of the time.
Be the best on-field correspondent ever.
Yeah, that's actually incredible. I'm upset that no one has thought to do that.
I'm sure they have.
That shit'll pop up in Marvel tomorrow. Fucking
Like-
Trini Howard or whatever the
y'all
fuck her
owe us
name
some
is.
money.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Well,
She'll fucking do it.
yeah.
Who?
Yeah. Teeny Howard, she was at the we'll get there.
Oh yeah. That fucking lady.
He was awake for that one.
I think he was. You were awake for that one, Brendon.
Mostly.
Yeah, that's who he stayed awake for.
Yeah.
All right. No, I can't go with that because I know Brendon. You don't know who that is. Yeah, that
How do you know what I know?
do you know Batmite?
Yes.
I wouldn't have guessed that shit.
Oh, okay. Well, it was.
I don't even know what the questions are.
I mean, barely, but I know of him. Yeah. He's a little.
The difficulty can go.
Interdimensional mite that's obsessed with Batman.
The difficulty can go up because we have been playing the game a lot, but you gotta drop it down just a little bit because I've drank half my glass of D6.
Well, whose fault is that, sir?
Wait, man, you know
It's there. It's there.
I ain't trying to disrespect the Duce.
That's right.
All
All
I need
right.
to catch up.
All right. I am ready.
All right, Brendon, you go first.
Oh fuck.
I had my homie title longer, way longer.
That's mean.
Matter of fact, other than Ace and Kevin, I've had my homie title the longest.
That's true.
Is it a male?
No.
Is it a DC character?
No.
Is this a humanoid character?
Yes.
Is it a Marvel character?
Yes.
Is this person belong to a team?
No.
Are they? They don't belong to a team. Would you classify them as a villain?
No.
Would they be classified as an anti-hero?
Sure. That's going to be a yes.
Okay.
Clarification on his question. When he asked you that they were humanoid, that you were, when you said yes, you mean that they are like a living creature.
Yeah.
Okay. Just clarifying, because a human shaped robot would be
True.
humanoid. Just clarifying there.
That is true.
So what did you just
a character
ask?
with
He just asked
humanoid
if it was
features?
Yeah, a fucking robot can have those.
Well,
he just asked if it was considered an anti-hero.
And you said sure.
yeah,
Yep.
sure.
Okay.
Interesting answer.
That is an interesting answer. This is my third question. This is 6.
This is
6 total. This is number 6.
pretty sure. Is it 6 or did you just ask
He
your?
just asked his third.
Is their third? Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. This is number 6 then.
Okay. Is it a Marvel character?
I think.
You've already asked.
Yeah,
that.
I was gonna say.
No. Oh,
I thought
I asked if it was a DC character earlier.
No. You also. No. One of you asked if it was a Marvel character.
I don't remember. I didn't ask that.
I am positive of it.
I think you asked that.
Did I ask that?
I'm pretty sure.
Man. I told you.
Bro,
I'm in the glass over
I
here.
see that.
And what was the answer when I asked it?
Yes.
The answer was yes.
Okay. All right. Well, then my actual question, I was just testing you.
Oh, okay. Got good.
Making sure y'all are on the ball here.
Trying to catch up a little bit.
That's right. Yeah, you behind. I think we all fucking up here.
Marvel character, not a male. Anti-hero, not a part of a team. Okay, so Um,
I'm guessing female, since it's a humanoid.
yeah, well, I mean, we don't 100% know that, and I'm not burning a question on it. It's not relevant.
Yeah.
Not a penis wielder.
No,
At least not naturally.
okay.
Hey, man. Okay. They're not affiliated with a team. Does this character have superpowers?
Yes.
Has this character showed up in live action movies?
No.
You got to stop phrasing shit like that. Okay. They have not showed up in live action movies, like as in more than one.
No, that's not what.
That's how you phrased it.
Oh,
so they could be in one movie.
I meant like in a movie. Is it?
What?
Does that change the answer?
You can ask. You can ask
Yeah,
me.
it's back to you.
God damn it!
That's why I was like, why? Well, it does tell us they're not in multiple movies. Okay, they got superpowers. Marvel character, not part of a team. Anti-hero. Shit. No, I feel like this is gonna be hard as fuck.
Yeah.
My idea was to get you guys drunk for non-sexual reasons.
Sure.
Take advantage of us.
Is this character from Earth?
Yes.
Okay. We only got, I think, one left apiece.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fuck.
How to fuck this up?
Then you got your bonus question as well, or your bonus guess that you can.
We could
I
burn
might
you.
burn one of my guesses.
Okay. You gonna burn your guess?
But you got a question left.
Yeah, I got a question. I'm going to say.
Oh, okay.
I can't narrow it down more. Has this character appeared in live action shows
No.
or a live action show?
I'll go ahead and tell you also no.
Fucking A. I like how you did it immediately again. It's true to the gimmick.
That's right. Living the gimmick.
Living the gimmick.
Yeah, gimmick.
Huh. Is this character
Yes.
does this character have their own comic book or a comic book series named after them?
They do. Whether or not it's ongoing, I'm not certain, but at minimum, it's been on and off.
Okay.
And that was number 6.
Yeah, I'm going to burn one of my guesses.
So
How many guesses we get each?
no, you only get one guess each. There's 3 shared between the two of you.
And so we have an extra one we could burn for a hint.
Or another question.
Do you want to?
Let's burn it for the hint because
Oh,
I'm completely lost.
yeah. This is we have not really.
I couldn't. I
It's
probably
a
couldn't.
female Marvel character.
Right now, if I wrote down 10 characters, I can't think of 10 characters that would fit the criteria right now.
You said it does have superpowers. They do.
Superpowers, Marvel character, not a male, anti-hero, has not been in live action movies or shows, has not affiliated with a team. Superpowers. Does have at least a book named after them. We're gonna trade our extra guess in for a hint.
All right. This hint will either help you out significantly to the point where you're like, oh yeah, duh, or it will not help you at all.
As they usually are.
The hint I have for you guys is this character is associated with Spider-Man.
I know.
Now, which Spider-Man or...
Yes, or... I have a few characters in mind. But
Well, you can guess one.
God damn it.
God,
All of them.
Damn it.
I don't think one of them I don't think had superpowers.
All right, so you don't have to answer this but it is a clarification. When you said they're not associated with a team, did you mean they're not associated with a team in the comics, or you mean they're not associated with a team in any medium?
Can you clarify the difference?
Well, because if we kept asking about live action, but if this character is on the fucking team in fucking Into the Spider-Verse, that would qualify as a team.
That would qualify as a team.
And we didn't specify.
Would that qualify as a team?
He didn't specify if they're part of the team in the comics, so that applies to all mediums then?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm like...
I was not sure if that qualified as a team because they don't really have a team name.
It's still a team.
Fair enough. Spider people? So the one I'm thinking of, I don't know if she has powers.
Throw it up there, see if it goes in.
Felicia Hardy.
Motherfucking Brendon, that's correct. Black Cat.
Yeah.
Wait. Hold on. No.
Does she have a superpower?
No. Hold on.
What's up?
Hold on.
I don't think she's part of the team.
Part
I
of
mean,
it.
she's part of Peter Parker's bitches.
Yeah, she's part of the stable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And his stable of hoes, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, so here's the thing. I actually thought Black Cat 5 questions ago. But I always get Black Cat and Hellcat mixed up.
Oh, okay.
So when you said no live action,
Yeah.
I immediately was like, well, it
so
can't be
no-
Black Cat
Yeah.
because she's in Jessica Jones, but that's Hellcat.
But
And I always confuse the two.
Felicia Hardy was in Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man 2.
What? I mean, I only watched that movie the
She's
one
in a
time.
very bit part, but she appears.
Felicia Hardy.
She's working at Oscorp.
I believe you, but I am gonna.
Yeah, Brendon, there's a reason why we didn't get an Amazing Spider-Man 3.
It still counts.
It's because
Still fucking counts, goddammit.
Oh yeah, man. That's true. She's in.
That's what was keeping me from guessing her.
Oh, that's what was holding you up, huh?
And the fact that I don't know if she counts as having superpowers. Because I'm thinking like she's kind of like Catwoman, but I don't know if she ever actually got powers.
Yeah, she actually is in the Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, Felicia Hardy may be in it, but yeah.
So we're declaring that a mistrial.
No. I mean, we can. That means that you guys get it. That means that you guys don't get it.
It's a DNF. It's a did not finish. It's a NA.
It's NA.
It's
an asterisk.
An asterisk.
But
Fucking hell.
of course, my damn.
We were denied critical, need to know information.
You
motherfuckers. First of all,
I'm having this thrown out, Your Honor.
denied.
Dismissed.
This isn't fair. Our lawyer's a Morty.
That's just Brendon.
Oh, yeah. Shit.
Well, fuck.
Good job, nonetheless, though.
That was good.
Yeah.
It actually did keep me from guessing that for a while.
Oh, fucking hell. So, I mean, if we're going to be technical, Brendon, then you still didn't get it right because the answer is Black Cat. It's Black Cat in Amazing Spider-Man 2. It's Black Cat in Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Fair enough.
Okay, then...
Were you thinking Felicia Hardy or were you thinking Black Cat?
I was thinking Black Cat, but I was like, if he throws out Felicia Hardy, then I'll give it to him.
Okay.
Motherfucker. You can't out-homie the OG homie supreme.
That's true.
Try my damnedest.
But good job nonetheless, guys. That was good.
So speaking of being fucking nerds.
Yeah. We recently attended Dragon Con. And out of the three of us here, I am the one who is least experienced with Dragon Con. So I will leave it to one of you two fine gentlemen to describe to the homies listening exactly what Dragon Con is.
Okay.
It depends on who you are, kind of.
That's true.
This is the thing, man, and like I talk to people about Dragon Con a lot. But the thing about it is until you actually go and experience it, there really isn't a whole lot. Like, yes, you can go to a smaller convention in your hometown or whatever and say, okay, yeah, I went to, this is like, it's like, when we were little, our parents called every video game Nintendo. It's that.
Right.
Like, I went to Comic-Con.
Yeah.
They
call it Comic-Con.
And it's, you didn't. So, and I have been to San Diego Comic-Con. I have been to the Mecca. And let me tell you, like, while that is a truly engrossing experience, it probably wasn't this year.
No,
but
that's the whole point.
But typically it is a truly, like, just phenomenal experience. But Dragon Con is something else. Because when you go to San Diego Comic-Con, you're there for not only their vendor hall, their exclusives and that sort of thing, but you're there for the A-listers, right? Mm-hmm. Like, you want to get into Hall H. You want to see, like, all the big movie stuff coming out. I mean, the video games coming out. All the major publishers are there. But Dragon Con is a little bit of everything. And I do mean everything. Mm-hmm. And when I say everything, I mean, like, if you were to get there on Wednesday night and you were to get your badge first thing on Thursday when the badge line opens, and you were to just ridiculously plan your schedule out until Monday evening, nonstop, didn't sleep, brought food with you, ate on the go, went from thing to thing to thing, you might see 12% if you just burned your body out the whole time. That is the monster that is Dragon Con. I just want to say that this year we kept a pretty tight schedule.
Yeah.
And we did not step foot, at least I did not, step foot in the arcade.
No.
Or
the game room.
I did not step foot in the game room. I did not step foot into the artist alley.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you guys went, but I didn't. I
meandered in there.
I went to one thing in the Westin, which was an author signing. The only thing I went to the Cortland Grand for was to get our badges. So you're talking about 2 out of the 5 major host hotels, and I did not attend anything there at them. That is how enormous Dragon Con is. Like, you really have to pick and choose from this enormous kind of thing. And if you aren't prepared, Dragon Con can kind of be compared to, like, you're kind of like drifting down the river, touching as many, like, rocks as you can as you get swept away. So, yeah, I mean, it is the ultimate meshing of everything. It is anime, it is comics, it is, like popular TV shows, parties, a vendor hall that is not to be believed, video games. I mean,
it's everything.
Anything you can think of. Really.
And on, like, about how many people attended Dragon Con this year? Do we know?
The official attendance number this year is 72,000.
Damn.
72,000 nerd bodies. That's insane.
This year, I think, was maybe the busiest I've seen it. It definitely, this year, felt like it was the first year that we were truly back to pre-pandemic, like 2019 levels. I think 2019 was like in the 85,000 range though. So we weren't quite there, but like I swear to God, like Thursday, that's the most people I've ever seen there on a Thursday by far.
It was the most people I saw on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Like, it was almost like a normal-ass day. Like,
Yeah.
the con doesn't even start till Thursday, technically.
It's funny because, like, Dragon Con used to just be... It started out 3 days, and then they expanded it to 4 days, and then I think, about 9 years ago, they expanded it to Thursday?
Was it 9 years?
At some point, they expanded it to Thursday to be 5 days.
Yeah.
And, like, I'm telling you, I think within 5 years, they'll expand it out, and it'll be Wednesday.
Oh, yeah, Wednesday's going to start having stuff.
Because it was so packed this year. I mean, I'm highly involved. Like, I don't work there, but I know the people that run the high fantasy track, and I actually talked to them a little bit this year. And I mean, they could not get in everything that they wanted to get in. I mean, it was like, and every time I walked by their rooms, there was lines outside of them. I mean, like they were packed a lot. And I mean, like, even when you just go into novels, they have a high fantasy track, they have a horror track, they have an urban fantasy track. So there's like, whole areas of people just for like very specific genres.
God help you if you're into more than one, which is most people. Mm-hmm. But if you try to do multiple tracks, no.
and you're also you're also talking about easily the best cosplay you're going to see in the Southeast.
Oh, yeah.
By far.
Or just in probably the East in general, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, New York Comic Con, maybe. I haven't been to that. I know their cosplay contest is probably something else. But, I mean, outside of the actual 2 International Comic Con events, Dragon Con is it. And Dragon Con is bigger attendance-wise. So
is it?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like, compared to New York, like, I mean, where is it in New York anyway? Do we know?
I think it's in like pretty close to Times Square. Isn't it?
Oh, so it's in Manhattan?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I mean, like how many people came? Like, they don't have like the real estate.
No, they don't. They're packed in there.
Yeah,
from what I've seen.
I will say that before we get into it, really, that yes, a lot of the pretty much all of the writers and the actors are all on strike right now. Mm-hmm. And so that made things interesting. Like, they could appear at the con because it's not affiliated with the studios, but they were not able to like represent any of the work that they have done or are eventually going to do for any of the major studios. And so that did make things a little interesting this year, but I still thought it was a great experience.
Yeah.
Like, on the listings, you couldn't even see what shows they were from.
That was interesting because, like, you really have to know your actors.
Oh, yeah.
This year. Because if you just go and type, like, Supernatural or Lord of the Rings or whatever into the app, you're not going to get anything.
No.
Like, imagine, like, the cast from one of your favorite TV shows is there, but you don't know any of their names, and so you just assume,
like,
they're not
new
there.
Star Trek show was there. The whole cast.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that had a pretty big line.
Strange
too.
Worlds, yeah. But they weren't allowed to say that they were from that show.
Right, and you got to wonder, like, that does kind of change the dynamic a little bit. Like, thankfully for for the panels that we went to for the actors who are all involved in the writer's strike,
I don't remember
it didn't really hinder the experience too much for me that they couldn't talk about or directly talk about the things that they were in. But I think back to like previous Dragon Cons that I've been to. I think about like the boys panel, and I'm like, if that cast couldn't talk about, that would completely have changed the dynamic of.
Do you think it was a nice break for them? Because they could probably get tired of talking about the same shit over and over again.
The panel with the boys cast would have been even more off the fucking rails than it already was.
I mean, because listen, they dropped Herogasm before anyone else knew.
Yeah, who was it that did that shit?
Queen Maeve, the actress that plays Queen Maeve.
Yeah, we were like, she's definitely getting killed off next season. So, like, if you go back and listen to our Dragon Con 2022 review, we were like, yeah, Maeve is going to get killed off this season, and she kind of did. Mm-hmm. because we were like, she can't keep her fucking mouth shut. She spoiled all kinds of shit for season 3.
Really?
Right there in front of us.
Damn.
Yeah, like she went full Mark Ruffalo, like
Tom Holland.
yeah, it was bad.
It was. I mean, and it was great. Like that was a great panel. But most of, if not all of those questions were centered towards that wild ass, raunchy ass TV show, and like that cast was great. But I just wonder, like, man, that would have drastically changed. The outcome of that panel if they couldn't speak about this TV show.
I think the CW panel would have been better.
I think so too.
If they could have.
Yeah. That's the one that I really think could have benefited the most from being able to talk about where they came from.
So what did they talk about in the CW panel?
Yeah, man. That so Brendon was actually at that panel with us, and
physically,
what was your favorite question that they asked in that panel?
Oh. You know what? There were so many. I cannot pick a single.
Just give me one out of this bunch. It doesn't have to be your favorite.
Your top 10. One of your top 10.
Yeah, one of your top 10.
Man, it's like Sophie's Choice. It's really hard to pick a single.
What about the John Romita Senior panel? When they commemorated him. What was your favorite question?
I saw half of that. I did see half of that.
I'm gonna be honest, man. We're not there yet, but I thought about walking out of that panel a couple times.
Really,
it was dry.
Yeah, it was rather dry.
One of the people's voice, one of the guy's voice that was talking, did have like that storybook voice and like audiobook and like.
Yeah, he definitely sounded like he was like an audible narrator. Mm-hmm. And I mean. Don't get me wrong. Like, do we want? So before we start getting on all this, do we want to like start at the beginning and
let's kind of, because I imagine maybe a lot of the homies probably have never been to a con, better yet, Dragon Con.
So we'll try to give you
together for me.
We'll try to give you the experience of what our time there at the con was like.
And that's why we're drinking,
Oh God,
to put us in the spirit of Dragon Con.
So let's see. Thursday morning, badge line opens at 10. Mm-hmm. We were there. What do you guys think? Maybe took 25 minutes, 30 minutes to get our badges?
Well, I got there late, and it took me 2 hours.
Oh, well, see, there's the difference. It took us no time at all to get through that line.
I calculated when you guys were going to be there, so
you guys will actually find out. So here's the thing. I'll tell you this, and you can follow along throughout the episode. Mm-hmm. Brendon has been to, what was this, is your 12? 14? Dragon Cons? Total?
No, 4.
Number 4?
This is only your 4th?
I've been going since 18.
Man, for some reason, I thought this was like, you've been going as long as I've been going.
Hell no.
Oh.
I wish.
See, this is to your credit, because I literally thought that, like, you were just kind of, you've been going as long as I've been going. I thought you've been going longer than me. And just have been doing the opposite of what I do.
No, I've been hearing about it since high school. But
I see. Okay,
so gone since 2018.
So let me explain this then before we get into it. I planned my Dragon Con to the minute for the most part. Yeah, I did especially this year because I know how long it takes to get between things. Like I know that if I got to go from something at the Marriott to something at the Westin, then I need an hour.
Yeah.
Unless it's something really popular.
That walk is,
in which case I need 2.5 hours. I need 30 minutes travel time.
If not more.
And then I'm going to wait in line. Yeah, so you gotta accommodate travel time and line waiting. So this is my 11th Dragon Con this year.
Damn.
And I think that my planning and preparedness skills have reached almost maximum.
Yeah, you be killing that shit.
We got there on Wednesday, which I... very much will probably do from now on.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like that made a world of difference, especially in terms of getting the badges so quick.
Yeah, because we're usually getting down there 1, 2 p.m. and we're scrambling to get the badges and get in line for wrestling.
I've been getting there Wednesday since I started going. And it's just it makes it so much easier, relaxing. You can actually get settled in your hotel and get everything ready. And nothing's crazy's going on until like kind of later in the night.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, so we got our badges pretty quickly.
And by the way, like I don't know again what the homies' experiences is like with stuff like this, but you know that wait that we had, that 25 minute wait in line, it's a moving line by the way. I don't know how long that sounds to you guys. It sounds like it's a long time, but it's not.
No, we've all waited over 2 hours for badges.
Yeah. I waited 2 hours that day. That shit wrapped around the building and then tucked into a garage and then zigzagged throughout that garage and then wrapped around the building again.
They really, really need to just start mailing badges. I mean, MomoCon is a partner to them.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
MomoCon does it. And I'm going to tell you, it's one of the best things, like, you know, ever that, like, MomoCon, I think maybe 2 years ago, they started mailing their badges out.
Smart.
To get out of my car with my badge on was an amazing feeling. And I have to, because
I still did will call.
the biggest thing about, I know. The biggest thing about going to one of these cons, like, is like you're so excited to get there, and then you get there, and immediately it's like, oh, I gotta wait in this long ass line. Mm-hmm. It just puts a damper on it. So like, just to be able to get out of the car and be like, oh, I already got my badge was just such a relief. And I'm telling you, the first time I get to do that shit at Dragon Con, I'm gonna bust.
Oh yeah.
So I need them to get on that.
I wasn't expecting that.
And he means it.
I believe it.
I do.
I don't blame him.
Yeah. So
They used to send out postcards. I'm still mad about that.
yeah. I don't know why you're mad about that, but okay.
It was just kind of neat, just getting a little Dragon Con.
But you had to
postcard.
keep up with that shit. They mailed it to you
no,
like
you
a
still
month
had the
ahead.
email.
And then you had to keep up with the little fucking card.
You still have the email.
Yeah, but now you have the email.
I still want the postcard.
Oh, well, you can go to Dragon Con and mail yourself a postcard and hang on to
That's not
it.
the same.
But yeah,
I don't
that's a
think
waste.
you can do that.
Fucking waste. So, yeah, I mean, 20, 25 minutes, and then what did we do Thursday between that and when we went and got in line for the wrestling show? We went and changed into cosplays and ate.
Oh yeah. We did that Thursday.
Wednesday
Yeah.
we went to Vortex.
Yep.
Yeah, so actually, I guess we can talk about Wednesday a little bit, even though it's technically not part of the con. We went to the Vortex, which is kind of a tradition for us.
Usually on Thursday.
Yeah, and it's not a literal vortex. You know, we're not the Fantastic Four. You know,
I guess you gotta
it's
explain what the Vortex is.
Very famous restaurant in Atlanta. There's only two of them. It's a local restaurant. It's been on Man vs. Food and a couple other like famous YouTubers that do like food challenges and stuff. Highly recommend it. Great burger place. You got to be 21 to get in.
it's a giant dick in there.
Giant wooden penis.
The one that's downtown, there is a enormous wooden dick at the entrance. Well, I guess enormous.
May or not.
You
May or may not.
You may or may not think
Eyes
it's
on it.
enormous. But,
I mean, I hope.
Jesus.
Fuck. Depending on what your standards
we
are.
did put googly eyes on it. But after we left there, we actually did something really fucking cool, which was a first for us. We went to the Monk's Meadery, not a sponsor. Shout out to them, though.
You would think so,
was
because
one
looking
of my
around this
favorite
table.
Right. Yeah.
This was not planned.
Send us free shit. So we went there, and it's a meadery, MEAD. So they make mead. It's not a meatery. They don't make meat.
That'd be great too, though.
Yeah. But they make a special Dragon Con brew every year, and this year it was the Dragon's Nectar. They also had a more potent version of it called the Imperial Dragon, which we really loved. I thought it was the best one.
They actually had another one called Dragon Blaster, which I wish I had tried and didn't for whatever reason.
That sounds like the most lewd sexual act.
Yeah, it does.
Girl,
Dragon
I'm
Blaster.
about to hit you with that Dragon Blaster.
Either a fighting game move or a sexual position.
Both.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought that was a really, really cool experience.
That was actually one of my favorite parts of the whole thing, because they do whole thing for Dragon Con that's pretty involved with the whole event.
Yeah,
even though you have to go out of your way.
The shirts we have on and the Dragon's Nectar cans actually have a dragon skull that's in the Marriott carpet format, and it's really fucking cool. And that's another thing for the homies about Dragon Con is so many things at the con have taken on a life of their own. And so there are cults, quote unquote. for all these
You
weird,
have to
crazy
explain
things.
that. Holy shit.
There's a cult of the googly eyes. There's a cult of the Marriott carpet.
Which is, you'll see that everywhere.
Everywhere. There's the FedEx dude. What the fuck's his name?
Yeah.
John, FedEx John. But they didn't have the cutout this year.
They did not have the cutout this year. That's probably on
Which
purpose.
is weird.
Yeah.
They did have people cosplaying as
Cosplaying.
him.
Yeah.
Which is always so fucking weird for me.
They have he has his own cult as well.
Yeah, so if you're down there and you just like see people in FedEx uniforms, they probably don't work for
Actually
FedEx.
work for FedEx.
They may,
Right.
because this is probably an easy cosplay.
Super easy cosplay.
The one I saw had a bunch of googly eyes all over him and all that shit.
But like Dragon Con, so many things have just taken on a life of their own. Like quest givers, where like people come to the con and give out quests and shit to other con goers. It's just it's unbelievable. But the trip to the Monk's Meadery was an amazing start to the con, I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of my favorites.
Yeah, and you know, we actually summed up a good part of like the fun of con, which is eating and drinking.
Yeah, because you go to Atlanta, you eat all this great food and stuff, and you really got to know like where the spots are.
My burger was called the Zombie Apocalypse at the Vortex.
I got the, I think I got the Elvis. That's my go-to.
Did you get the Elvis again?
Yeah, which is a half-pound beef patty with peanut butter, fried bananas.
Fried bananas?
Yeah, and bacon.
What the fuck?
On it.
I didn't even know you could fry bananas.
What?
Fry everything.
Yeah.
But
how long have you lived in Georgia?
But I actually don't really like bananas, like especially not on anything. But the fact that they fry the banana actually makes it very close to the consistency of the peanut butter, and so it helps a lot. But I'm telling you right now, that peanut butter with like the salt from the beef and the bacon on either side of it,
mixing sweet and savory.
Oh God, it's
I can't
so
do
good.
that. It's not for me.
It's fucking amazing.
I need to try that one day because it sounds like it shouldn't work, but I believe that it does.
I've eaten probably 50.
I mean, I've had a donut burger before, and that's pretty good. I mean, that's kind of this.
That's way sweeter than this burger.
Yeah.
The Boondocks call that a Luther.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was.
That's
called.
what I call it.
I
Yeah.
forgot what restaurant I was at.
I forget the name of the one I had. It was the one that had the mushrooms and blue cheese.
It's called the Blue Shroom Burger.
Blue shroom. That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was also delicious.
Their most famous burger is the Culinary Bypass.
Yeah, that's the one on Man vs. Food. And when we go to MomoCon, we actually all order the bypass, the single bypass. And that has just become a tradition. It's freaking delicious. It's like, what is it? Like, it's two...
It's like, I think it's like three...
No, the single bypass is only 2 patties.
Oh, is it?
And
Okay.
It's 2 like 1/3 pound patties. And then it's like 9 strips of bacon, 2 eggs.
Yeah.
And then like
cheese.
9 slices of cheese and
then the buns, if you get the
our
culinary.
grilled cheese sandwiches with bacon in them.
And then they surround it with
Tots and fries, which have cheese and bacon on them.
and ranch.
When we went
No,
to
you have to
MomoCon,
ask for ranch. It doesn't come with ranch.
I actually ate that thing.
Yeah, we all ate one at MomoCon. That's a
I'm
tradition.
saying like in one sitting, I got that bitch down.
Maybe I just put ranch on mine.
The shit's so good.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
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 Awful at the same time.
I had to fight for that
It's
victory.
good for the soul.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Not
That's
good
all.
for anything else.
Yeah, that's it.
That's why it's called a culinary bypass.
Yeah.
You might have to have one.
But
Yeah.
we went back to our hotel and changed into our cosplay Thursday night.
That we did.
And so we actually did a Super Mario cosplay. And I don't know that any of the 3 people that were with me understood how much attention we were going to get.
No.
I
did not. Yeah, it was. That was interesting, right? Because obviously, with the Mario movie that came out early this year, did gangbusters, But at the same time, I'm thinking, people know.
I kind
Mario
of forgot
is-
what we were wearing at one point, and we're just used to seeing it. So we're like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna go to this restaurant," and then I'm like, "Oh, Yeah, that's
Yep.
right.
We had Mario, Luigi, Wario, and Waluigi.
Yeah.
Wow.
The homie Kevin was Waluigi. I was Wario. Brendon was Luigi, and Ace was Mario.
Yeah.
He left his Bowser superhero suit here.
But it just made more sense.
But yeah, it worked out really well. I mean, if anything, you didn't have to worry about it because, like, I was the most ridiculous looking of us because I'm in a fucking yellow shirt and a purple onesie.
That's true.
And yeah, I mean, we got a ton of attention not only because the movie was gangbusters, but also was it the no, it was the Hilton that was.
Oh yeah.
The Hilton was all decked out in Mario stuff. They had 2 different photo backdrops for Mario stuff. And I guess they were just expecting a big influx, which don't get me wrong, there was way more than I've seen on any other year. But the thing about a group cosplay is every time you add a member to the group cosplay, you actually reduce the quality that your cosplay has to be. Like, it's your Mario to just get a bunch of attention as just a Mario has to either be a spin on it, like it has to be like a post-apocalyptic Mario or something, or it's just got to be fucking immaculate, like you look like the motherfucker, like straight up.
Like you're Bob Hoskins from the 1990 movie.
Yeah, but like you add a Luigi in there, and suddenly it's there's a Mario and Luigi, and then you add a Wario and a Waluigi, and then suddenly it's like, oh man, it's all 4 of them. And I did not see that. I didn't see a single other cosplay that had all 4.
Yeah. I saw a couple of them.
I saw a couple of the characters, but I didn't see anybody that had all 4 in one group of people together. So
yeah, and it was that was a lot of fun, a whole lot of fun. I did not expect that kind of reaction, but it was great.
No, they thought we were there, part of the set at one point.
Yeah, we actually made it into a couple of TikToks.
Oh yeah, you sent one of those. And
that was pretty cool. Interesting.
Yeah.
So we actually had a couple options here. Amazon was there, and they actually brought the first 2 episodes of Wheel of Time with them.
That's right.
Boo, Amazon. Boo.
Yes, we are booing them because of their rampant capitalism.
Yep, that's it.
Anyway, so we're also booing them because of Rings of Power and Wheel of Time. But so they brought the first 2 episodes of Wheel of Time there, and at first that was what I was going to do, but then I was like, and I still haven't watched them, so I made the right call.
Damn.
And then we decided we were going to pop over and go to the wrestling show. Sean Legacy, shout out to Sean, and also Wade Adams, not shout out to you.
I still love you, Wade.
Damn.
They actually did a Mario versus Bowser match.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So we got there, and it turned out at I think we got in there at 6 o'clock. There was not a ring yet, and the show was supposed to start at 7.
Do you want to tell them how we got in there so early?
I don't know.
No, we don't have to do that.
Okay.
So then we were just like, well, the ring ain't even going to be here for another 2 hours, and I was hungry, and by then I was going to be hangry. So I was like, I've seen pro wrestling before.
They did delay the show, didn't they? I forgot about that.
Yeah, way late. It didn't start. The ring wasn't even there, dude. It takes an hour to put it up.
All right.
So we decided to go to Brazilian Steakhouse.
Yeah.
So we left Dragon Con and went to Fogo de Chao, not a sponsor. And it was both of you guys' first time at a Brazilian Steakhouse, was it not?
Yes.
Yes, it was.
But we didn't just go there. We went there dressed up as Mario characters.
Yes.
It's just if
We still had our costumes on.
If you've never been to a Fogo de Chao, it's like a $60 a plate place minimum, basically. And it was a Thursday night. I mean, it wasn't a Friday, Saturday, but there's a lot of people out there on dates. It's a very fancy restaurant.
Very fancy.
That it's got the white tablecloth, and everybody's got the nice, intricate freaking
place I should not be at.
Yeah, none of us should have been there in cosplay, but it was to the point where I checked the dress code on the website before we went to make sure there wasn't a dress code.
I'm surprised there wasn't.
Yeah.
The staff loved it, though.
Yeah, I was going to say, the staff, thankfully, really dug it.
Yeah. They all were like, we got amazing service because, they were all, fighting to come over to our table to talk to us about the shit, which was incredible. They were all great.
I'm sure they get a lot of stuffy people going in there.
Oh, you know they do.
The one regret I had about that was out of all the people that came up and asked us, so, like, what's the occasion? So why you guys dressed up like Mario? Should have said, what do you mean?
Yeah.
This is just how we always dress.
Yeah, why you guys dress up like that?
What are you talking about?
I don't understand the question.
We're just wearing clothes. What's the problem?
So it's not necessarily related to Dragon Con, but how was that for you guys?
Oh, shit. That was orgasmic.
I was going to say, they had to kind of clean up after I was done.
That's
Yeah.
pretty much how it is for
Yeah.
everyone.
That was...
Yeah, that was it was amazing. Like, to the point where I almost forgive them for charging me $8.50 for water.
For real, though. But as soon as I tasted that water, I knew something was up.
Oh, as soon as Kevin and I saw the bill for that water, we downed the bottle, like the big
Oh,
glass
yeah. I was
bottle.
like, give me that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're
pour that
finishing
shit
this
in.
shit.
I just want to point out that, like, I was drinking Coke because I knew that if you just order water, that they charge you for that shit. And, like, everybody running around the table ordering water. And I was like...
I didn't order water. It just happened to be there.
You had to order something.
Yeah, but what'd you get to drink then?
Either sweet tea or like, I don't know. I don't remember what I got.
Oh.
They charge you for both things?
Probably.
Because if you like, I got Coke, they didn't charge me for the water. But those Cokes are $4.50.
I might not have got charged. I don't know. I didn't really get a good look at but still.
He was not trying to look at it for any longer than he had to.
No.
But yeah, I mean, if you just got like 70 to 80 to blow per plate, it's fantastic.
It's definitely worth doing at least once.
Yeah, because I mean, you get infinite meat of all different kinds.
God
Like
damn.
Arby's had it wrong. They
And
don't-
yeah, they don't got the meats. These motherfuckers got the meats.
Yeah.
And it's all seasoned immaculately.
Oh, it was so good.
Oh my god!
And it was so rich.
Yeah.
And
I really wanted them to bring back that pork chop, and they just like were kind of slacking on that one. I'm like, please bring it back, and like bringing back everything else.
everything was so delicious that, like, by the end of it, I forgot what I had wanted previously because what was currently on my plate was also delicious. So,
Oh my god!
Well,
Everything.
Before we move on from that, what was you guys like favorite thing at the restaurant?
I think it was it a sirloin?
The top sirloin?
Yeah.
Yeah, that top sirloin is something else.
Changed my damn life.
The first initial pork chop, obviously, had garlic, like cooked into it.
The garlic pork? Yeah.
Yeah, that, and then the bacon.
Bacon wrapped chicken?
Bacon wrapped chicken parmesan. It's hard to say. It's hard to say. Had so much.
You're not a steak
half
person.
of it, I didn't even know what it was.
You're not a steak person, are you?
Oh yeah,
You are?
yeah.
Okay.
I'm not an expert. I'm no butcher.
Well, I mean, neither am I. I'm just a connoisseur.
I wouldn't be able to tell you like what this cut is, or
Right,
you know,
right. I just
from-
didn't know. It's just observation.
put meat in front of me. I'm probably gonna eat it.
Okay.
Yeah, I've never been in such a rush to put meat in my mouth. Man,
I knew it was coming.
someone had to say it.
I plead the fifth.
So much meat in our mouths.
What about you, Caleb?
Well, I mean, this is like the probably fifth time I've been to Fogo.
Oh really? Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I really like the. I think it probably is a top sirloin for me. Mm-hmm. I really like the top sirloin.
That shit, it was so rich, but it also like just melted.
Yeah, when you like take a bite of it, you get hit with the flavor real hard.
Yeah.
And then like by the time that initial hit of the flavor is gone and like your vision starts to return, then like you're like, where did the meat go? And then you just like cut another piece.
Yeah. It's like the. Probably to get graphic here, but fuck it, I've been drinking. It's like when you fucking right, and then you hit that rare occasion where like you bust, and then you're like, oh shit, and then you immediately bust again. I'm like, I didn't know I was capable of that.
Yeah, I haven't ever had that happen actually. Yeah, yeah. So I'm still waiting for that.
Like it changed my life like that. I was like it, like I'm like, damn, girl, you unlocked something new within me.
Yeah, I can imagine it would change my life. Yeah.
I just hit Ultra Instinct.
Yeah. Yeah, just putting it out there, ladies or dudes, if you can make that happen, then I'll put a ring on it. Yeah.
Lock that shit down.
Yeah, or non-binaries. I ain't trying to.
That's right.
Exclude nobody. Yeah, this is that is my Cinderella slipper moment. If you can make me double bust, then this was destined.
Multiple.
Yeah, that shit was insanity. But that's what Fogo de Chao was for me. It was the double
It was
bust.
a very surreal experience because I've never had
The double bust or the Fogo de Chao?
Yes.
But you were saying,
as the waiters were coming up to you and just constantly, because I don't think I ever flipped that shit over because they have that little coaster that you like.
The stop and go card.
Yeah, the stop and go card. I never stopped, so they kept coming, and so did I.
good God.
But just having them just like these very fancy waiters just coming to you with these like select cuts.
I'll never forget. It was and the homie Kevin saw this. Maybe you guys did too. But they were the waiter was standing between Kevin and I, and he was cutting this slice of delicious, delectable meat. And as he was cutting into it, like juice is just squirting across the table.
I remember. Like, she's a squirter.
And I was like, girl, I can't wait to put you in my mouth.
Oh my God. I love how off the rails this episode is.
We ain't even got to Dragon Con officially.
Yeah, we never really. Yeah, this is when we left the con on the first night to go fuck off and do something else. But, it feeds kind of right into what we did when we got back. Because when we got back to the con, we went to the Bunny Hutch.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we went to the Bunny Hutch that same night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I don't even know if I went to the Bunny Hutch.
Yeah, you were
did.
with us.
I did?
You were fucked up, though.
Oh,
yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I think the Bunny Hutch was, when you were,
Oh, and at that point, we'd already had one rum bucket at least.
Oh, God, yeah. I don't know how many rum buckets I had at the con, but I feel like it was a bunch.
I was drinking a rum bucket, and then, among other things.
Among other things. And then also, we had brought our own alcohol to kick the rum buckets up.
Yeah.
Kick it up a notch.
And we kicked them all up.
Oh, yeah.
Especially that last one that we got on, Sunday or whatever.
That one came tough, and then we kicked it up even more.
Yeah, a lot of times they make the rum buckets kind of weak, but that particular stand that day, we got the rum bucket, and the rum bucket itself was off the chain, and then we added more to it, and I was tipsy after one of them bitches.
Bro, I'm glad you said something, because I was sitting there sipping like, I think I'm fucked up, and then immediately you turn to me, you go, dog, I think I'm fucked up.
That sounds about right.
So
that tracks.
We stood in line for a while to get to the Bunny Hutch. I haven't stood in line to go to a party in a very long time. Really? It's just not something that I do.
By the way, I guess another really big part of Dragon Con is there's a lot of ass and titties.
There's a lot of ass and a lot of titties. And there's a lot of those things at the Bunny Hutch.
Yeah.
Because you got to be 21 to get in. There's a lot of people in there that are, their bunny costume consists of a thong, some pasties, and some bunny ears.
Yeah. Right.
And some body paint.
Yeah.
And we saw quite a few of those.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah, Dragon Con's pretty famous for that aspect, especially the nightlife.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I can't say it no better than this. Better not bring your kids.
No.
Because after, I think, 8 o'clock?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Before
you can bring your kids during the day. They might see some shit. But,
some people have no choice.
After 8 p.m., you want to get them the fuck away from there.
Yeah, all bets are off. And have clothes are off.
Yeah, and especially we didn't stay out really late any of the nights this time, but the later you stay there, the crazier it gets. We've stayed at Dragon Con until 3-4 in the morning quite a few times.
See, that's one of my day starts getting a little bit different than y'all's, because I will stay until like 5 in the morning.
Yeah. Brendon, he stays out, and he may or may not have sex with furries. That's not for us to judge.
Whoa.
And then that's also why he, Bruce Wayne falls asleep in the middle of all the panels.
We don't talk about it.
See, I can't stay out till 4 in the morning because I got shit to do.
Oh, I still try to do the shit in the morning.
Right, but you fail. Like the vendor hall, or any of the Lord of the Rings panel, or any of those.
It doesn't stop me from trying.
Right, yeah, I'm just saying, but you fail. So
not all the time. So,
I can't stay out till 4 a.m. because I have to succeed. So, the bunny hutch was interesting.
I'll make it to the morning stuff physically.
Well,
yeah. The bunny hut's probably my least favorite party I've been to, though, at Dragon Con. If you're a party person, I much would rather recommend either an Evening in Bree, which is the high fantasy tracks, like Lord of the Rings themed kind of thing, or probably the most famous of the parties is the Last Night on Alderaan.
Weirdly enough, I did not go to that one.
I've heard of that one, but obviously I've never been.
Yeah, it's dope. It's a Star Wars rave, basically. Yeah. So
that's a fun time, especially if you have a lightsaber.
Yeah, because a lot of people bring their lightsabers and
bunch of nerds.
Yeah, it's a bunch of
Star Wars nerds, and they play Star Wars music.
Like, instead of lightsaber, you're just happy to see me.
Both. It's BOF both.
Both
of them. So the next morning, we went to the vendor hall, right?
Yeah, and the reason we went to the vendor hall is because it opens for the first time on Friday morning at 10. And so we wanted to get in that line around 10 because if you get in line at 9, 100% that line is not going to move for an hour.
And even if you get there at 10, what time is it open? You say 10?
It opens at 10.
Yeah, even if you get there at 10, there still be people. There still be a line,
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you get there at 7 a.m., there's going to be a line. People start lining up forever. And, it's crazy because, you get in line at 7 a.m., you're going to wait 3 hours. We got in line at 10, and we waited, an hour? Mm-hmm. Hour and 15?
Yeah, I mean, all things considered, that's a short wait for the vendor hall.
It's very short wait for the vendor hall because this year on Sunday, apparently, I read a lot of people in the group saying it took them 3 hours to get in.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can't remember if that was the line for the badges or the line for the vendor hall that I spent 2 hours in. Like I said, it all kind of blurs together.
It took you forever to get in the vendor hall because you weren't there when we got in line for the vendor hall.
No.
You messaged me as we were getting into the vendor hall.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then, we were in there for hours. Because... I told everyone, listen, I'm going in there one time, and that's it. I'm not waiting in this line twice. And, we blocked off 4 hours for the vendor hall, and that's really what you need if you're gonna shop.
Minimum.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's four floors of just... I mean, and these floors are massive floors of just different shops and vendors who have all kinds of unique, cool, nerd stuff, so whether it be clothing or whether it be D&D dice.
Oh, the dice.
Yeah, I mean, and then there's things that are so specific and niche that you would never expect to see, but they got it there. I mean, just all 4 floors of really cool nerd stuff. The 4th floor was the artist alley. A lot of really cool comic book artists were there. I got to talk to David Mack, who worked on a lot of Daredevil books that I really love. He does a lot of work also with Bendis. Some work with Brubaker. So I had a really, really fun time talking with him. I got him to sign something for me last year. He was there also. And I know you got something signed too, right?
Yeah, I got to meet De La Rosa.
That's right, Sal De La Rosa, yeah.
Yeah, he saw my Venom hat, and he signed that, and because it had his artwork on it. And then he wore it and took a picture of it.
Which is pretty fucking cool, though. That's pretty cool.
That was one of my highlights for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, where's the hat at?
It's propped up on a.
Yeah.
I'm not wearing that. I'm kind of bummed because I really wanted to wear that hat, but I mean,
rare. I would say rare on special occasions, but you're rare it on a day that is raining.
Yeah.
I gotta say too, we didn't really understand last year, but like last year was like the fucking end all be all of the comic artists.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
and writers.
So last year, like in terms of comic creators,
That was like the mecca.
Like
that
if-
was
If like Frank Miller had been there and
right, like Neil Gaiman.
and like- yeah.
And I was
yeah.
fucked up during their panel.
well, yeah, I mean Neil Gaiman's been there.
Oh, has
before,
he?
but he wasn't there last year.
Wow.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I mean, but I think maybe last time he was there, he was only doing author signings, and his line was probably
Ridiculous.
outrageous.
Yeah.
But no, I was actually thinking of fucking League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. What's his fucking name?
Alan Moore.
Alan Moore. You're never gonna get him.
Yeah, he's never
He don't
gonna
give a fuck. He'd be like, "No, I don't want to go."
You don't want to go.
Spending all this time around these fucking nerds.
Right.
So you're never gonna get him. But yeah, I mean, it'd be like that would be the only way you could have kicked it up a notch last year at all.
I mean, last year, Jim Starlin was there. You know, a guy who created Thanos of all things.
Bendis.
Infinity War.
Bendis.
Bendis was there.
Bagley.
Yeah, Mark Bagley was there. John Romita Jr. was there. Yeah, Gary Conway was there.
Peter David.
Peter David was there. And that may have been
They were
his
all
last.
in one
last
panel
con,
for
yeah.
Spider-Man's 60th anniversary.
I mean, when it comes to Spider-Man, other than digging up Stan Lee's corpse, that
Right.
was it. That was it. Like,
And we were front row.
Front row, and that was a great
I
panel.
heard most of it.
yeah, that was an incredible.
Year before that, Claremont was there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that was also
was cool.
awesome. Yeah.
You know, this is a random thing, but we actually got some amazing news the other day that Chris Claremont is going to be writing some Wolverine.
That's right.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, some like current Wolverine.
I think that'd be really awesome. They need somebody to like kind of ground this shit again.
Marvel's gonna
Yeah.
put out some shit that we want to read.
Yeah.
Does that wrap up day one? I think
I think it does. Yeah.
we went back and played some.
Some Clank and
Yeah,
Y'all did.
we brought our own tabletop games,
Yeah.
and so that's probably why we never went to the tabletop thing.
that makes sense.
And we were just kind of playing those in the lobby of our hotel, which was like a 10-minute walk tops from the con, which was kind of nice because we could like kind of get away from it and not be like a rave going on in the lobby.
Yeah.
You know.
No, I went to the later parties and then the raves.
I just want to point out, like, when we went to the Bunny Hutch, you guys, like, went and got in line for that, and I thought you went inside the Marriott. I went into the Marriott lobby, and I think that the party going on in there was actually better than the Bunny Hutch.
Oh, yeah.
Because
There's always a party.
the lobby in the Marriott especially just was off the fucking chain that night.
Especially the loft.
Yeah.
But usually there's a line just to get into the loft.
Yeah, just to get up there, yeah. So,
Which is insane.
Friday we went vendor hall. Like I said, 4 hours for that. What's the coolest finds or buys that you guys got from the vendor hall?
Actually, I got that cool Batman picture up there on the wall.
Oh, yeah.
It's a artist rendition of events that happened in Frank Miller's Dark Knight Returns.
I forgot you got that there.
Yeah, pretty fucking cool. And I got some cool shit there.
I got my partner Kay some acid etched dice, which was an amazing thing. Like
I didn't even see that. I don't even know where you got those.
Sorensen Precision Dice Works.
Okay.
They think very highly of them shits. They are going to be at MomoCon. I am going to get a set for myself.
Okay. I have to take a look at that.
But yeah, they do not have the acid etched on the website right now. You can only get them at the cons.
I don't even know what that would look like.
Dude,
I've
they're
seen them because
amazing.
Kevin got some too, didn't he?
Yes.
Those were great.
They're
If I can ask.
65. We got a deal on ours.
Oh,
but
okay.
such a I never knew that that's what I needed, but that's what I like. That is the next level of dice from like the hollow metal for me. So
Okay.
yeah,
That sounds
Those were
interesting.
cool
as
as
shit.
hell.
I don't.
they were tremendous.
I made a concerted effort to avoid the dice stands because I spent a grip at MomoCon on dice, and I was like, I'm not gonna buy any more dice this year.
And then you
See,
pressured me.
I made it through several cons without buying any dice, including Momo. Wow. So this year I was like, I'm gonna get KS set, but like I'm gonna tell you now, MomoCon 2024. I am gonna walk out of there with so many. I'm gonna be like you last year. I'm about to walk out of there. I'm probably gonna redo my whole dice tray, which I did get a new dice tray from Norse Forge. No, that doesn't seem right. Norse Foundry.
Foundry, that's it. Yeah.
They make really cool dice trays.
They make a lot of cool everything.
Yeah, they really do. They make some really cool.
They're
shit.
gem dice. Holy shit.
We got some 2023 exclusive Dragon Con dice from ChessX.
Yep.
ChessX. Oh my God, the Dice Goblins from ChessX.
Oh yeah, and I was there, and I got that their new D6 that they charged. They
This motherfucker pay $18.
just started to stick a 2x4 in my ass for. That was Dragon Con branded, and then with no KY. But
they charge you extra for KY.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you the two people that checked out in front of me, they spent over $200 at the ChessX booth.
God damn! How?
They had to have cleaned up. I mean, like they just made.
I didn't even see those dice
yeah.
that you were talking about, like the big giant ones.
They had 6 people working the booth, like taking payments and stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it was still crowded.
Yeah.
It's a giant fucking booth. Holy shit.
When I forgot to mention this, when I went to the Artist Alley, there was a booth there from Milestone Comics. Milestone Comics was, of course, they were in the 90s. They were absolved by DC, and so all their comics became part of technically the DC label as well. But those guys responsible for like Static Shock and
Oh shit, really?
yeah. But like most of them were like all like those kind of old school creators. They were off doing an interview. They were there, but they weren't there when I went there.
Damn.
But there was another artist. Another artist and writer there. I forget his name. But I actually bought some of his comics as well. But it was just really cool because it was like, oh man, like some of those old school, Static, Icon, people were there.
Is it like a subsidiary of DC now? Like, are they allowed to like put a different branding other than DC?
Yeah.
Even though they got bought by DC?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep. So yeah, that was also cool. He told me what time they were going to be back, but I think I forgot, and so yeah.
Ultra Sabers is always there.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Are those the best lightsabers people can buy for their money?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you now. If you're gonna buy a lightsaber and you want it to be custom, you want an Ultra Saber for sure. You do not want to obviously you can go to Disney and get the experience or whatever of doing the ceremony and crafting it.
Yeah.
But if you want to duel anybody with the lightsaber, or if you want to act like a Jedi and swing it around your house, you want an Ultra Saber.
Now, I don't know about if they're dueling quality, but I know the hilt quality. If you want even higher end, you got Vader's Vault, and there's another one I'm blanking on the name of.
Going to Vader's Vault sounds extremely dangerous and unrecommended.
I mean, it's dangerous for your wallet.
Ultra Sabers is definitely for the dueling sabers. They have the best dueling sabers. And I don't know why else you would want one, because otherwise you're just gonna put it on a shelf.
Well, what do nerds do?
Yeah, but the whole point of a lightsaber is to be like to me, if I was gonna just get not a dueling saber and it was just gonna be a display piece, I would just get the hilt.
Just the hilt, yeah.
Yeah, because I absolutely am gonna get some replicas of Ahsoka's sabers for the shelves. That's the number one thing that they're missing is the shelves at my studio are missing is Ahsoka's blades.
That would make a good touch to it.
But that just makes me sound like if you were to ever get those, that I need to fucking beware. I walk in there, you just fucking smack me with a goddamn lightsaber.
Well, I'm just saying, I would just get the hilts.
Yeah.
You always want to have it to where you can kind of push a button, you can kind of see the blade come out.
Yeah, but the thing is, I don't want to put it on the shelf that way, because let's just imagine that we're in here, and the people at home, they would have to really imagine. But let's just say that he's got the lightsaber sitting on this shelf over here. it's not going to be on 99% of the time. So you're just going to have the hilt and then a fucking clear plastic tube that looks like you got it from Walmart. And it's just going to not look, it's just not going to look good. That's what I'm saying. You just get the hilts if you're going to just have them on display, you know?
That's fair. That's fair.
What else did we spend a gratuitous amount of money
I
on?
bought a Hollow D100.
Oh, nice.
Very cool.
Yeah.
It had like even blood splatter on it. It was a kind of a copperish color.
Yeah. Oh,
It's
yeah.
pretty legit looking.
So I actually bought this at the vendor hall, but what made it special, this was a gift for someone. Shout out to you, Lauren, from Coffee and Lori. Check out her channel. She's on quite a few podcast assembles. So I actually picked up a copy of a book called Legends and Lattes at the vendor hall, knowing that the author, Travis Bowdry, was going to be there and I was going to get him to sign it. So I got him to sign it for her, and like he wrote a little message for her in there and put her name in it and everything.
That's awesome.
He was tremendous. He actually did his own audiobook for the book. He actually narrated himself. Very cool. So that book actually, his line was very long. That book actually kicked off a kind of a phase of fantasy called comfort fantasy, or cozy fantasy. Actually, I think is the verbiage. It kind of started this whole movement. And it's very interesting that both of the last two Sanderson books that came out are kind of that brand of fantasy. Really? It just kind of happened that way. But yeah, it started this really big movement in like fantasy books called cozy fantasy. It's like Legends and Lattes is about like a famous warrior who's like hung up the boots or whatever. And it's just a very kind of laid back, like easy read.
Yeah.
So is it like these characters that do different kind of like after they retired? And just like kind of laid back and just
it's pretty whimsical, but it's good. It's a very good read. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's not very long. It's like maybe 250 pages. It's a very, very short book. It's a good read. And like there were a lot of people in his line. Not as many as there were in Jim Butcher's line. He's famous for the Dresden Files. His line was ridiculous. But that was a cool thing that I picked up too.
Nice. So I was as soon as I walked into the vendor hall, I told myself, okay, I'm gonna treat this like what my mom would do when we were going grocery shopping as a kid. All right, you think you see something, file it in your head, and then double back and see if you still want it.
That's almost impossible to do there, though. There's so much shit.
It's not quite impossible, just a lot of walking. But one of the first booths I went to, they were selling comic books. I had to check them out, just out of curiosity. So the past few years that I've gone to Dragon Con, I've had to spend quite a grip because I'm not bringing any of my omnis for these writers or artists to sign because I don't hate myself that much. But I would normally buy like a key issue comic book, which costs some money, and then get that artist to sign, which costs money. Thankfully, I didn't have to do any of that this year. But one of the first booths I went up to, they had a small collection of comic books, and then I saw one that really caught my eye. It was the absolute version of All-Star Superman.
Yeah,
and that
saw
book,
that too.
Yeah, that book is out of print. They do not make it anymore.
Oh, damn.
And I grab it off the shelf. And it doesn't have the saran wrap on it anymore, so it's not new. And there was a small crease in the back under the dust jacket. So I'm like, okay, this is like a gently used book. And so I go up and I ask the guy, how much are you charging for this? And he goes, well, everything is for retail. It's not happening. And I say, and I don't want to be that guy, that snob. So, I point out like the small details, like, hey, so, this book isn't technically new. It's not in the wrap anymore. And there's a small crease in the back underneath the just jacket, this, that, and the third.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah. And he goes, all right, man, I tell you what, I can knock it down to 80 for you. And
that's knocking it down?
Oh, yeah, you got to understand how much these absolutes cost.
Yeah, dude.
And I was like, I said, I'll go look around. I said, but I might come back for that though. I think if I were a newer collector, I would have pulled the trigger on it. I would have. But it may be 1 year, it may be 5 years, but eventually DC will reprint that Absolute, and I'll be able to get it for like 50 somewhere else. So it was very tempting, but I didn't do it. But I did get the Bloodshot omnibus, and they undersold that to me.
Yeah, got that for a good deal.
Yeah, that book retails for $100. They sold it to me for $30. Damn. And I was like,
Lucked out on that one.
Yeah.
Like, get sold.
Yeah. So,
mine.
Yeah, no take backs.
No takes backs.
There is a signed Grant Morrison signed Absolute All-Star Superman on eBay right now.
Holy
and the going
shit.
bid is $7.95.
Holy shit.
So $7.95?
No, but with the slipcase sealed is like $140 is a going rate for that book.
Yeah.
What the
Yeah.
fuck?
So
These damn omnis, man.
it's not an Omni. Well, I mean, it technically is an Omni.
But I mean,
Next time you're at my house, I'll hand it to you, and you'll be like, "This ain't a damn Omni." It's like what, 9 issues?
But it's like a collector's edition of.
you see those right there on the top shelf. Those are all Absolutes.
Yeah.
And so it's like it's the highest quality version that they make a comic book in.
Okay.
And
that makes sense.
Yeah, and so like but they don't make any new editions of that, you know what I mean? So they don't make any new printings of that.
Like there's only first run of an Absolute, right?
Yep. And sometimes they will reprint if it's really popular, but those books are expensive to make and expensive to sell.
You think it's got a Baldur's Gate 3 tie-in?
Do they usually?
That would be amazing. God damn.
Do they usually add anything to it, like any more like side issues and stuff like that?
Well, you get a lot of extras. Like for example, Watchmen, Absolute Watchmen, that comes with the entire script that Alan Moore wrote. He's very descriptive. So like the artist Dave Gibbons, like he knew exactly what Alan Moore wanted.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolute Dark Knight comes with Dark Knight and Dark Knight Strikes Again, as well as some of the pencil works by Frank Miller and some other cool details. Absolute Killing Joke has the original coloring, and it has the version of it that has the newer coloring. Only reason that's important is because the last panel of the Killing Joke has Batman and Joker laughing together, and you see Batman put his hands around the Joker, and the last panel has a puddle on the ground, and in the original coloring, the panel or the puddle looks like is being rained on with blood, indicating that Batman finally snapped and killed the Joker. Mm-hmm. With the new printing or the newer coloring, it's just normal puddle water.
Boo.
Yeah, so
don't cower out.
So Absolute Killing Joke actually has both versions of that.
That's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool.
But yeah, that's just some of the things they do. Yeah, and it's just the highest quality version that they make the book in.
Okay.
Yep. With that being said, homies, don't go broke trying to buy all the Absolutes out there.
Lord.
It's easy to do.
I'm actually looking at Absolute Hush right now to see what all it has in it.
They don't make that one anymore either.
Yeah,
if they did, I would break my rule and buy it one more time.
It's $85 right now.
That's not bad.
No,
that's not bad at all.
No, and it has the black and white and the color.
Oh, it has both in there?
It has both in there.
Damn.
Yeah. And apparently it actually has some some of the side stuff added
So
in.
did you already buy it for the first time?
I bought Hush twice. They re-released it last year again in another deluxe edition, and they're doing an omnibus later on this year.
Oh, see, that's how they get you.
That's how
they know how to get you.
Yeah.
It has it has the Batman 608 through 619, which is the Hush story.
Right.
It also includes the 2-page Batman origin from that was only released on DCComics.com. And that's included in the book as well. And then it has a unique cover by Jim Lee and Scott Williams. And then it has the Jim Lee, the sketch version, and it also it has issue by issue commentary from Lee Williams and Jeff Loeb.
That's pretty fucking
I think I'm going to have to pick that shit up, dude.
That's pretty fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the books that you actually have to pre-order if you really want, because that should have been gone by the time it releases.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Want to snatch that shit up while you can.
Yeah.
What else did we do by the vendor hall?
The first thing I bought was a miniature, tiny, like, you ever seen those smallest things in the world? Yes. I bought a micro penis. It's the opposite of what's at the Vortex.
Depends on who you are.
That's true, yeah.
That could be micro to Chris Evans.
Or Willem Dafoe.
Or Willem Dafoe, apparently.
No, it was a micro little blistered card back of an Optimus Prime figure. And it's like this big, and he's got like
you didn't show me that, I don't think.
I didn't? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I should have.
I mean, you got the hat from the vendor hall, didn't you? One that you're wearing right now?
No, I got this from the Cybertronic Spree merch booth, which is one of my favorite bands that perform at Dragon Con. They're Transformers based rock band that do a concert there.
Oh, nice.
Every year. And it's like one of my top priorities to go see them every year.
I also visited Steve Argyle's booth. He has done an immense amount of artwork. He's probably the most prolific Cosmere artist. He also has done quite a few Magic cards. He's done some different work for all kinds of things. But he has a very extensive portfolio. Very nice guy. I go to his booth every year. I dropped like $150 on some play mats.
Yeah.
Did you buy something from him last year?
Oh, yeah. Every
Is
year.
that the like metal signed?
Yeah, so there's a thing in Mistborn where if something isn't in metal, then it can be there's a creature that can alter it. So like if you just like write a note down, this particular creature can change it. If it's just ink or anything that's not. But if something is in metal, then it can't be changed, and so that's kind of the reason.
Okay.
But he actually has a machine that'll allow him to sign the stuff in metal, and you can pick out.
I did not know there was a lore reason behind that. That's kind of cool as fuck.
Yeah, I thought it just looked cool.
Yeah, I was just like, this is a cool way of doing this. Huh?
Yeah, there's a very, very in-universe reason
That's
that it's metal.
metal as fuck.
It literally. So yeah, shout out to both Kay and Dylan. I got them a Stormlight playmat, and he does all the art for the main Stormlight stuff, and at least that's in the official books. And so I got them each a playmat, and I got it signed in different metals for them. So that was a cool thing.
Yeah, it looked awesome.
And then I had to stop myself from buying any of the artwork because, like, I walk out of there. It's that booth is my money dump every year. But
I bet
I'm actually going to Dragonsteel Con next year, and so he will be there too. Would probably I am fucked when we go to that convention because it's literally going to be an entire vendor hall, and I want to buy everything.
Bruh.
What's the name of the convention?
Dragonsteel.
And you said, so that's in November, right? Next November, you said?
Yeah, so it's going to be like a month after Dragon Con.
Yeah, dog.
Ooh.
So, fuck.
Well, 2 months.
Yeah,
Is this the first year it's happening?
No, this is the first year I'm going, though.
Oh. Where's it at?
Utah, Salt Lake City.
Damn.
But it's so it's happening this year. But he releases a major book at the con every year. Like it is the release of whatever the biggest book is that year. And this year it's actually the last book in the Cytoverse, which is like its own. It's a YA series, but it's very good. But I haven't read those, and so I want my first time to be for Stormlight 5, which is next year, which is probably the biggest, like most anticipated release period of anything he's done. So it's going to officially mark the halfway point of the Cosmere universe.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking fantastic. And man, that's dangerous.
Yeah, that especially for him.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
He's going to come back with a car full of...
for everyone in there, it's going to be so dangerous.
Well, here's the thing. Like, they called it a mini-con the first year they did it, and, like, the second year, they had to move it out of where it was and put it in, like, the biggest convention hall in Salt Lake City.
Ooh.
The first year. So, Yeah, I mean it's going to be a huge deal, but yeah, like I'm gonna. The only reason that I'm not gonna spend 100% of all my money and my savings there is because I am gonna be limited by what I can get in my bags to get back on the plane.
That's true.
Oh, that's right. You're flying there. So
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's a 30-hour drive. Yeah, I'm gonna fly there.
Fair enough. I mean,
That's one
some
way.
people like road trips. you
I
know?
don't. If it's more than 6.5, I'm good. Yeah.
Yeah. I
So
think
how much sploogage are you going to leave behind?
All of it.
All of it?
Yeah, he'll be depleted.
So
Yeah.
He'll look like a whole different
your
person.
bags will be full, but your balls will be empty.
They'll be empty. Yeah. Well, so what it is, like, you guys think that, you're probably thinking it's going to be like this big party or whatever. But what you don't understand is it's actually going to be a book release for a book that everyone there is anxiously dying to read.
Oh, I know.
So it's just going to be a bunch of nerds sitting in the halls reading. It's not going to be, it's not going to be a party.
I believe
I didn't even think about it like that.
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
going to be a Barnes & Noble book release.
It is. Yeah. Just like enormous. Yeah.
I believe it.
Yeah. Everybody's going to be glued to the book. We're not going to do anything.
Right. Oh yeah. I also got a Hyatt from Dragon Con.
Hyatt.
Oh,
A
Hyatt.
Hyatt.
Oh, yeah.
That you
the Hyatt.
and you and the homie Kevin got those dope ass Hyatts.
That's right. Yeah, we got some cool ass Hyatts.
I should have pulled the trigger. I kind of wish I had.
I thought you got one, but you didn't.
No,
Did you?
no. I had one picked out, but I ended up not getting it.
If I had been with you guys, I probably would have grabbed one.
Yeah.
Because that Marriott carpet's my shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're really cool.
They had one perfect for me. It was red and black, and then they had the colored.
And it's like you said, Caleb, like because it has like a DC on it, on the hat, for Dragon Con, but that can stand for anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just- so anyway, that's about it. Like, does that stand for like DC Comics? Sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
DC shoes?
Sure.
Why not?
So, yeah, I mean, I do think next year I might do a Marriott carpet cosplay.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I might do a Marriott Pope.
Nice.
It'd be awesome.
I'm trying to think if I've seen that before.
I was on there this year. I took a photo with them.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. You're probably asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I keep saying that that one day, probably not, and so I probably shouldn't even say into this microphone because shit's recorded.
Oh shit.
But like I've always teased, like maybe one day I'll do a Barrett cosplay, Final Fantasy VII.
Well, we were talking about doing it last year.
That's right, yeah.
Because I was going to do a Sid, you were going to do Barrett,
Right.
Kevin was going to do Cloud.
Aerith. Oh, I mean, yeah.
I actually had, and you guys, and Kevin, if you listen to this, you fucked up last year because I had a legit proportional Tifa that was that was willing to walk around with us, and she already had the cosplay.
Oh,
I was not aware of that.
Yeah. So
Damn.
yeah.
Well,
Y'all fucked up.
done fucked up, Ron.
Let's see. So that was Friday. Saturday, I think that was the day we did a lot of our paneling. Yeah, that's a word.
Yeah, well, Friday was CW, right? We did the.
Was that Friday? Was that the first thing we did Friday?
The
No.
first thing we did was go to the vendor hall.
Yeah. So I thought that it had to be Saturday then, because that was the first thing we did that day was the CW panel.
Maybe it was, but I think we can still.
Is the app still up?
Yeah, I'm about to look at it now because I can tell you exactly what we did if it is.
And before any of you homies ask, no, Greg Berlanti was not there. If he was, I would have to stop Kevin from kicking him in the dick.
So yeah, so all right, so we went to vendor hall Friday, and then I went to the Trust of the Emerald Sea panel.
Oh,
which
okay.
was tremendous. But I'm not gonna go on about the Cosmere.
And what day did you do the photo shoot?
That was on Sunday.
Okay,
That's right,
Okay.
yeah.
But so Friday was the first major thing we all went to was we went to the John Romita Senior panel.
That's right. Yep. Yeah, and like we said, man, last year like so many comic book all stars were there, and I mean that there's no disrespect to the people who showed up this year for the panels, but the star power wasn't there.
Yeah, no.
And
It was more or less fan panels.
yeah, and I mean, there was a panel commemorating John Romita Sr. who passed away earlier this year, and I just assumed that John Romita Jr. would be here.
Yeah, I thought when we were sitting there, I was
Yeah.
like, "Is Junior not going to be here? What's going on?"
It was hard to like. I guess maybe like, he had there had to have been something going on.
Yeah, yeah.
As to why he wouldn't want to be there, there had to have been some major reason. But that's the only other thing we went to that day. And I'll be honest, it was dry. It was. I mean, it was a lot of his coworkers that were talking very fondly about him, which was cool.
Right.
But like, I don't know if that shit was going to be good for an hour. It was just literally an hour. Then be like, he was the best dude ever, which great. But like,
I think the only thing for me that kept it like kind of mildly interesting was they did have like the person who was the moderator. He had like a slideshow of like some of Romita Senior's artwork.
there was some cool shit.
I saw a couple of those.
Yeah. And I was like, damn, I forgot he did that one and that one. I didn't even know about some of those,
Yeah.
So that was cool.
But Saturday though, we went in.
Oh, we went all the way in.
So
I don't even remember what happened Saturday.
the first,
got riggedy.
yeah, this motherfucker was so wrecked. So Saturday, the first thing we went to was a panel with Tom Cavanaugh, Willa Holland, Catherine McNamara, and Carlos Valdez, which that is Thea Queen, which is Willa Holland, Reverse Flash, Tom Cavanaugh, Cisco Ramon, which is Carlos Valdez, and I have no idea who Catherine
Bro,
played.
I was
in
going
CW
to ask
verse.
you, like, seems like a nice person, but I couldn't place who she played in the Arrowverse.
I had no idea who any of these people were.
Were you there for that one?
I was there. I was
Okay, that's
physically
right.
there.
Yeah, you were physically there. That's right.
She was in Supernatural for 3 seasons.
Really?
Yeah, I don't understand, but let's see. She played. I'm looking on IMDb here. Not a sponsor, but you could be.
You could be.
Oh,
Really
she played Mia Smoke. So she was their kid in the future timeline.
Okay. See, I had stopped watching. By
I
that
had stopped
point.
watching by
Was
then,
one
too.
of those people Weather Wizard?
No.
Okay.
Oh, it would have been awesome if he was
Oh,
there.
bruh. If that motherfucker had been there, what's his name?
Oh shit. I gotta look it up. I forgot his
I
name.
could tell you any other day.
You know what they should have got? They should have got the guy that played Trickster.
Fucking hell.
Can you imagine the fucking
That would have
lie?
been utter
If he had just
chaos.
showed up for that panel, that would have been kind of really weird.
Mark Hamill. Oh, holy
Dude,
shit.
Mark Hamill could not get within 100 miles of Dragon Con without everyone
Oh,
knowing.
like I feel a disturbance in the
McIntyre.
force.
Liam McIntyre.
Okay.
So the guy that played Weather Wizard in the Flash was the second Spartacus actor in the amazing show Spartacus. And if he had been there, we would have lost our shit.
Oh yeah.
Really?
That would have been amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, Weather Wizard was not there.
Apparently not.
Yeah. Yeah, nobody would have gave a fuck about Weather Wizard, so you would have been right in line with all of them.
Right.
But this panel was interesting. I mean, you could tell the camaraderie amongst the cast was there, but I don't know, man. Willa Holland was kind of meh. I don't think she's good at panels.
I didn't think that I was really, I don't know, unimpressed was the word, but Cisco,
He was very meh.
he seemed like
He was high as fuck, I think, maybe.
that could be it.
Because, they would ask a question, and he would just not even answer that shit.
Oh yeah, yeah. He seemed like he would rather be anywhere else in the world than sitting with these fucking nerds.
Yeah, he really was like, fuck this shit. He did really hype up that he was in Starfield.
He did, yeah.
Maybe he knew how Starfield was going to be, and that's why he didn't want to talk it anymore.
Damn.
Shit.
Damn. Shots fired.
Tom Cavanaugh, who I think for what it's worth, probably the best actor or one of the best actors in the Arrowverse.
No, I think you had it right.
Oh, okay.
I think he is hands down. I mean, best recurring actor.
Yeah.
Because Mark Hamill is technically.
Hamill is technically in the Arrowverse.
But yeah, I mean, like best series regular, he's the best actor for sure. Tom Cavanaugh was amazing.
Yeah.
He is the best Reverse Flash that we may ever get.
Oh, he's a Reverse Flash?
He's Reverse Flash. He's he kind of made that show for me for the seasons that I watched, in terms of someone who really like Grant Gustin, don't get me wrong, he was very good as the Flash, but Tom Cavanaugh just really did a bang up job as a Reverse Flash. I liked him here. You could tell that he was trying to put a lot of energy into it. I think that's because a lot of his co-panelists really weren't. But
Gustin wasn't in that panel, was he?
No.
Okay.
Oh Jesus, no.
He would have lost his shit.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have cared, but it's not for me.
Right.
I was just kind of trapped in there once I was in there.
And like Caleb mentioned earlier, because of the writer's strike, they're very limited with what they can talk about. And the way they handled the questions this year was there's a QR code which takes you to a link that you can send your questions to. And then I suppose those questions are being filtered by the moderator as they're looking to see which ones they want to ask.
Huh.
Right. And they were very strict at this panel. They didn't even hint at anything really.
No.
And it was just a lot of what's your favorite movie? What's your favorite
food.
Color? Stupid, really dumb questions like that. And I'm really glad that it didn't continue along those lines.
Same.
Because, it was a cool panel, especially the end. It was really fun.
Yeah.
This was probably...
That one guy seemed like he was having a good time.
Yeah, this is probably the most disappointing panel of the ones that we went to that had, stars on them,
Yeah,
what I mean? So.
I agree. And again, it was fine. Willa Holland doesn't like the elevator, at...
I think I remember that part.
Yeah. She was very perturbed with the elevators and the hotel she was in.
Yeah. She was not happy about that.
Then we went to the 60 Years of X-Men panel.
That's right,
and
yeah.
I don't want to sound like I'm a downer on Dragon Con when I say this, but the man sitting across from me, which is Ace, is more qualified to be on that panel than everyone who was on it.
That's the panel with that one lady that was...
Teenie Howard was there. So let me put some things to perspective here for you guys, right? So Teenie Howard, she was actually also at Dragon Con last year. I remember seeing her booth and seeing her there. And then I also remember taking a mental note of how weird it was that she was nowhere near Jim Starlin, Bendis. She was nowhere near John Romita Jr. Those guys are all in
their own little area.
Yeah. And I was and then you may wonder why is it that Teenie is nowhere near those other iconic writers. It's because she's nowhere near those other.
That's not even close.
Yeah. So here's the thing, and I don't want to make this like a Teenie Howard smear thing because she was kind of like the star of the panel for the X-Men.
She was I guess she was their biggest.
She was the biggest name on the X-Men panel.
Wasn't that the guy with the shades? Wasn't he pretty well known?
I don't remember because also I had that kicked up rum bucket at this point.
Yeah, it was something.
But I'll say this: I do think that I don't think that she's a bad writer. I just think that she's bad for Marvel. See,
I'm not too familiar with her, so
she would do much better. She just needs a D&D campaign. That's really what she wants. That's and I think she'd be a great DM. She's one of the writers that really likes to fan fictionize characters who've existed for a long time.
She self-insert a lot.
Yeah, you get some of that too. Not as much as other writers like Mariko Tamaki. You don't get that much.
Okay.
But yeah, there's some of that too.
She did seem a little pompous.
So I don't want to.
No,
It seemed like
I'm just going by what I don't know hardly anything about her.
It seemed like every opportunity she got, she wanted to remind people. Yeah, so
I wrote this.
I worked with Jonathan Hickman on his X-Men run, and I was like, I mean, kinda,
Sure.
but like,
Did you get him coffee?
but I'm like, because I have that run, you know what I mean, and but I wanted to ask, so how'd you feel when Hickman left, like halfway through his X-Men run, because he was losing creative control,
Right.
Should have
I
asked.
feel like they wouldn't have asked it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I did like the setup they did with the Discord this year, though. That was good.
Yeah, it was smart.
What
Yeah.
is that? The old QR code thing? Or,
Yes.
Okay. I didn't even know about that.
Because you could submit questions because they had to filter them this year. Because it used to be you just go up to the mic and get in line.
Yeah, get in line and
Which
ask.
Which I like that too. Maybe they should do both. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. You mean in the future? Like
in the
after
future,
the-
yeah. Like when the strikes
Harvey
have been
Birdman.
are over, maybe have the Discord where the moderator could pull questions from it, and then they also have like the live mic. You know?
Yeah, it would cut down on how many crazy motherfuckers asked wild shit.
Harvey Birdman from last year.
Oh, he was amazing.
No. He was amazing. He was crazy as fuck.
Fucking great, dude.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
He dropped about 16 F-bombs.
Oh,
Yeah, he
yeah.
did.
And it's like 10 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
like, sir, we can't.
And the panelists, like the comic guys, are just like, yeah.
We don't
And
give a fuck.
The fucking
Bendis is taking
moderator,
pictures,
the moderator is like, yeah. And then he's looking over and like somebody from security's like, and he's like, oh,
That was the
sir.
Spider-Man panel, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He's
Oh,
like,
shit,
sir, sorry. We do try to keep it PG-13 before, I think he said 8 p.m.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, all right, well, I won't say fuck anymore.
Yeah, that was such
I saw
a fun
him again
panel.
this year.
Oh, he was there again?
No, well, at the actual convention.
Yeah.
Yeah. After this, though,
Oh, yeah.
is we went to the creme de la creme.
Yes.
Well, we didn't
missed-
all go to this.
No.
But we went and got in line. We waited about 2 hours for
Was
Elijah
that
Wood
the
and Sean
one?
Astin. And let me tell you, like I said, I have been to San Diego Comic-Con. I have been to Hall H. I have done it all except E3. And let me tell you, this was top 3 anything I've ever been to. This panel was life-changing. It was amazing. Probably my favorite Dragon Con panel I've ever been to.
I do wish I had gone. I'm gonna admit. I will admit. I wish I kind of gave up on panels after a while.
Well, you needed a nap is what you needed, Brendon. But,
Took some. I took a few.
But this panel was it was awesome. It was just incredible. Man, I mean, because
So what made it so good?
well,
Because I know they weren't allowed to talk about the obvious.
But they did.
they did.
did?
Yeah.
I mean, and again, like the way that they went about it was incredible. Like every time, because of the writer's strike, they clearly and obviously couldn't mention, when we worked on Lord of the Rings.
yeah.
And like Sean Astin is like, he's on like the leadership of the union. Like he,
Oh, really?
like, yeah, he's like on the front lines every fucking day. Like he left the picket lines to come to Dragon Con and then went back to the picket lines.
But instead, they would kind of curtail that by saying, when we were on our vacation in New Zealand.
Yeah. Yeah. Or like when I that time I threw the jewelry into the volcano, like it was just shit like that. And the moderator also was tremendous.
Best moderator at Dragon Con.
Best moderator of any panel I've ever been to. The guy's name, I'm going to give him a shout out, was Brian Richardson. He did a tremendous job with this panel, and like they were asking the great questions. Both Elijah Wood and Sean Astin, just incredible. And then the camaraderie between the two of them is just so special. And like Elijah Wood, immediately he sits down at the microphone. Panel hasn't started yet, and he's like, "Yo, so Dragon Con's fucking rad."
Yeah, that's the first thing he says.
Yeah, yeah.
That's amazing. Which, also, it didn't even get recorded. Like,
Well, no.
yeah. So that shit is just.
Yeah, it's a once in a
let's-
lifetime fucking
Yeah.
you had to be there thing, and like It was just it was something else, man. Like and Sean Astin actually talked at length about the strikes at the end, and received some very overwhelming support, which I really loved. Mm-hmm. And they got a standing ovation.
Oh
like for a while until they left.
Right.
I even heard them talking about it on DragonCon TV.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's just one of those things, right? Where like, there's a huge cast in Lord of the Rings, but like, what are the odds that you get like Sam and Frodo? You know what I mean? Like I thought that was just incredible.
Yeah.
And like Caleb said, like their camaraderie is just so fucking tight. You know what I mean? Like they still just gel together so well.
And their personalities couldn't be more different.
Right.
Like Sean Astin is like, this kind of like he's very much Samwise Gamgee in real life. He's a fucking, but he's just an old man.
Yeah.
He's like this jolly old man. He very much is like Bob from Stranger Things. And then you have Elijah Wood, who is very much his character. What's the show where he's in with the dog?
With the dog, Wilfred.
Yeah. He's very much that in real life. Yeah, he's fucking off the rails, just this ridiculous fucking human. And like the fact that the two of them couldn't be any more different, and the fact that they play off of each other so well, and you can tell that their friendship is so incredibly close. It's just tremendous.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of my regrets, but I'm glad it was an awesome panel for you guys.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll be back next year. It's fine.
I was... God damn it. Fucking jerk.
So, out of curiosity, where were you doing that?
I was putting on my cosplay.
Oh, yeah. What was your cosplay
why don't you tell them about that while I finish my drink?
So this cosplay is a very obscure cosplay, and I picked it because it was obscure. Is a cosplay of a character known as Zubaz or the Baz for legal purposes, because Zubaz is a clothing company. He started out as a concept character for Street Fighter 2 that never made it in. And over the years, he's become kind of a memeable kind of character that has guest appearances in more modern video games. He's in a game called Dive Kick. He's in Shovel Knight. He makes an appearance there. He makes an appearance in another video game called Indivisible. And another one that I do not remember the name of.
So here's the great thing about that. I had to look up Zubaz because even though I played a lot of Street Fighter games, had no idea what this character was. Your cosplay is really fucking good. Got to give you props there. Yeah,
I appreciate it.
It is really good. And the other thing, Brendon, is I there's got to be somewhere like a fighting video game and or even more specifically a Street Fighter based convention somewhere, and that cosplay would fucking kill.
Maybe.
MomoCon is really your best bet on that cosplay.
Yeah, I was
video
going
game
to,
themed,
but it ended up not working out. I did bring it, but I think I ended up sick the day that I was going to do it, and just didn't play in the cards.
That tracks.
What else? That was Saturday, right?
Yeah,
that was Saturday.
Yeah.
Sunday is when we went to Paul Bettany.
That's right.
I missed that one too.
Oh God, you did?
Yeah.
Damn, man.
Yeah, I missed the big ones this year.
This man fucked up his whole con.
Yeah. Well, at least the panels anyway. Like I said, I kind of gave up on panels for the most part because they were not working out.
Yeah, the Paul Bettany panel was also incredible. Yeah, this one was a lot of fun too. I don't know what you guys imagine Paul Bettany's voice to sound like. It's somehow exactly what you think it to be, but not at all.
It kind of, have you ever been to like a loud concert and you know how like the music kind of like pulses through you? Well, like Paul Bettany's voice like pierces you when you hear it in the range we heard it, because we were very close for all of these panels, by the way.
Yep.
especially Paul Bettany. I think we were like the third row, maybe.
Yeah, I think third or second.
Yeah, we did real good on both that and the Sean
I couldn't
Astin.
tell you what I was doing during Paul Bettany.
It's probably you. I think you were asleep.
No, actually, to his credit, I think you did go to a panel. You went to the TV show voice actors.
Yeah.
Oh,
That was
right.
a very good panel. I did enjoy that a lot. I was awake for that one.
Good.
Paul Bettany was just tremendous, but easily the best part of his panel, and also the only sad part of his panel, was when he talked about working with Heath Ledger.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And that was such a touching kind of tribute to him. I won't try to paraphrase his actual wording because I will not do it justice, but that was just such a special moment. Yeah, it kind of made the whole panel.
It was. That was great. I also really like this moderator, and not just because she was fine as fuck.
Oh my God! Drank her bath water.
Good. Yeah, she was. She was fine.
I just
Really?
broke Brendon.
That did get me.
Yeah, she was fine, and she was giving vibes like she was down for the Paul Bettany D.
Oh yeah, they were flirting hard,
Yeah,
man. Like
yeah.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm just gonna say it, man. That moderator had the express pass DSLs.
She
like,
did.
Them shits were
Yeah. Yeah.
like
Might have to go back and check this panel. If they recorded it.
she was begging for a railing like OSHA. Like
God damn. Shit, dog.
God damn it.
Oh,
For fuck's sake.
god damn. Yeah.
as I bring the episode to a
Right.
screeching halt.
I'm going to have to check that out. I'm gonna have to check that.
She was fine though.
Because I didn't catch any of that on DCTV or any of that.
They probably couldn't put them fucking DSLs on
Bruh.
DCTV
Yeah,
during the
yeah,
day.
Yeah.
I just realized we didn't never even explain what Dragon on TV was. Or is.
Well, why don't you do that?
In the host hotels, if you are staying there, and during in the panels, before like after, they have the actual TV channel that they play, kind of different skits, different bumpers like from Adult Swim kind of thing, and it just plays 24/7, 24 hours during the convention while it's happening, and it's just something that you can kind of watch during your downtime or whenever, and it's
It's
just
just pretty cool that you
Yeah,
can do
it
that,
is.
So if you're staying in one of the host hotels, you can just kind of, if you can't actually get into the panel, or if for whatever reason you just in the room, just
and
Yeah.
they play the panels, most of the panels that they can record on the actual DCTV and the parade. Haven't even gotten to the parade yet.
Yeah, we actually watched the parade
Yeah.
inside this year, which was amazing.
Yeah, that was
I
actually pretty
watched
cool.
it definitely outside as it went by.
Oh,
me.
I forgot about that shit.
Oh shit, that's right. You weren't there.
Yeah.
You got to that panel late.
No,
That's right.
I got
Not late. No, I was on time, but later than we did.
Oh yeah. But yeah, back to the Paul Bettany panel and the fine ass moderator. Yeah, that was also a really stellar panel. I remember other than that, oh, that's her. Yeah,
Damn.
you got it pulled up.
Yeah.
Yeah, dog.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Damn.
God.
And that top though. All right. Well.
Yeah, dog. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you understand what we talking about.
Yeah.
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 Uh,
Well,
but yeah, I also liked how she seemed to not really give a fuck that much about like what
The strike shit? Yeah, she brought up Vision
Yeah.
and
Really?
all kind of shit.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. She never outright said, like Marvel or
Or Disney or any of that shit. But yeah, like she
and so in
straight up-
WandaVision, yeah.
Yeah, she straight up was like, yeah, what about in WandaVision when blah, blah, blah. And we were
Yeah.
all like, But Paul Bettany didn't seem to give a fuck. Either. He was like, yeah, man, that shit was a blast.
Right. They talked about the meme, Vashon, which made me extremely giddy to know that Paul Bettany knew about that.
Yeah. and so to answer it earlier, we found out that Paul Bettany, he moved to America, and he very much fucking hates the concept of a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Do they not have that other place?
He is staunchly against it.
Yeah, he is.
Is that another thing in England?
Well, the UK is not known for their food. They're actually known for their food being fucking terrible, and it is.
Yeah, somebody needs to tell that to both Paul Bettany and Tom Holland. Like, you guys do not have good food.
Right.
I always forget Tom Holland's British.
Yeah, fish and chips is fucking disgusting. Especially the way y'all make it. Like, I could make it good, but like the way that they make it, it's not good at all.
How do they make it? How do you?
I got Captain
They
D's
just
right
don't
up the street.
season anything. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, they don't season any fucking thing.
Oh well, fuck.
And so I'm a fan of Paul Bettany, but man, that blasphemy that he was speaking against peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, he just didn't grasp the concept at all.
And these motherfuckers.
That's a weird rant to go.
This is the British Empire, whom invaded multiple countries for their fucking seasonings and spices, and refuses to fucking use any of them.
It's not hoard.
Like if you can't even envision the concept of why a PB&J is a delicious, simple snack, then you probably don't have the best.
How do you not grow up with that?
I mean, you probably don't have the best judgment in terms of like what is delectable and what isn't. You know what I mean?
I mean,
so context. How did he get on this rant?
He just started on it.
They were talking about it. He and the moderator were before they got on stage.
Yeah, and he just kind of came right out with it.
What the fuck?
And it was interesting because, like, well, you can't have it all. Like, he got to be famous.
Yep.
And I got to enjoy peanut butter and jelly.
It all evens out.
Right.
Yeah. He got to work with Heath Ledger, and he got to enjoy peanut butter and jelly.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's a balance.
It's a balance of things. Yeah. It makes sense.
Like the whole thing should be.
He also talked about how best parenting advice is don't let your kids be feral little fucks.
Oh yeah, that was great.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
He sounds like a grumpy old man in this panel.
Yeah, he was very pleasant and very funny in parts. Like, he has a very specific sense of humor.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I actually, your as all things should be comment triggered this in my brain. So I actually want to give a huge shout out to a young actress named Ariana Greenblatt. Either of you familiar with her?
It sounds pretty familiar.
She is only the second actress to ever have a lead role in $2 billion movies. So she is she plays
Child Gamora.
Yes, she's Child Gamora, and she also is she's the younger kid in Barbie.
Oh, that's right. She's in Barbie too.
But she also plays a young Ahsoka.
I saw that. Yeah,
and Ahsoka, and
damn.
Oddly enough, she's only the second female to ever do this, and the first is actually her. It's Zoe Saldana. Yeah. So interesting.
Yeah,
because she is Zoe Saldana is in she's in Infinity War, and she's also in Avatar. So
yeah, it's kind of crazy how that.
Wow. That's,
but her
that's
work when she came out in Ahsoka recently, I'm not going to spoil anything, but when she came out as like the young Clone Wars or at Tales of the Jedi like we were watching earlier, Ahsoka, I was like, man, I don't know how I'm gonna feel about this, and then immediately I was just like, it was amazing, mind blowing. Yeah, damn, she fucking killed it. So. She deserves all the...
Well, she might be an alien, or she might just be like one of those, little blob beings that Disney makes, when they just need to make
They just need to create a person.
Clone kid?
Yeah.
But not from someone particular. Maybe she is a clone of Zoe.
I don't know. I just seen that Disney has a vat where they make the actors they need. That's where they got Tom Holland from, They just made him. You know,
But I mean, she did a fucking just phenomenal job.
Damn,
Holy shit!
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Wow.
off the chain. I recognized her immediately.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think like I saw a meme, but other than that, I don't think I would have recognized her so easily, just because fucking kids, like, they grow and shit.
Yeah.
Like, they have the audacity to grow. Like last time I saw her, she was like 2 feet tall and in Endgame.
That was 5 years ago.
Or Infinity War. Yeah, Infinity War. Yeah.
So that was 6 years ago.
Yeah.
17?
Yep, 17. No, 18.
Oh, I can't show you guys that.
When's
It's a
Endgame?
fucking
Spoiler.
It's a mega spoiler. But,
Yeah.
I want to, but I can't. I refuse to do it to you.
It's appreciated.
And I got to start on that show.
You really
I got to start on all the
is-
shows.
This is one that I would go ahead and watch this before you get spoiled, dude. Like, this is it's big. It's all over the net. So yeah.
Shit. Let's see, what else we got?
So Sunday I went to the Cosmere photo shoot meetup, which was,
How was that?
fucking amazing. I mean, it's just
Taking any
for
pictures?
some. I took a ton of photos, but for me to have to kind of see how the fandom has grown over the years from like when I first got into it, like 2017. Where, you know, they would be like one Mistborn panel and you go there and the room would be like half full. So now where it's like they had a panel about a minor book that came out this year. It's not a main series, and the room was slap full. And then this Cosmere meetup, there were so many. I mean, there was probably 100 cosplays, and they were all just tremendous. Like, you know, it's to the point now where like a character like a Vin or like a Kelsey, or you see them and it's like not a big deal. It's like, oh, it's just another Vin, or it's like, that's a really good Kelsey or whatever. But like even like some of the more obscure books, like people had cosplays of them this year, and I just thought that was really tremendous to see like this many people that cared enough to do cosplay and things like that. So I had a blast at that.
Oh, yeah.
What were some of, speaking of that, what were some of the favorite cosplays you guys have seen this year?
You got to give a shout out to the Batman Who Laughs. That dude kills it.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, I saw that guy. That
see that
shit was next level.
Yeah.
How did I miss that?
I don't know.
Dude, like every time I saw him, he just was, it's like he was always on it. Like that dude just was in some creepy fucking pose all the time.
Right. Like he had that shit nailed down.
Yeah. Shout out to the guy who was he was playing the Spider-Verse 2 Peter Parker with the baby Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah.
But it was a T-Rex.
That's right. Okay, I think I saw him too. Yeah.
I didn't see a cosplay, but I met Wolverine Weapon X. Like, he was actually Weapon X.
Oh, yeah.
He did that.
He did a great
It was
job.
not a cosplay. That
Yeah,
was
like,
literally fucking Wolverine.
That shit was so no.
That was literally Logan.
That was you could say that cosplay was uncanny.
Oh, God.
Yep.
Look at that shit, Brendon.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's
Good Lord.
just phenomenal.
Yeah.
I can't imagine how long that you spent on that.
The Hamilton was amazing. They did the song and everything. Like, it was,
Oh yeah. That one took me a minute.
what else? I felt like the T-Rex is like stopped moving in herds this year. Like you'd
Yeah.
see them, but I never saw more than like 3 or 4 together.
I did the actual T-Rex Stampede run that they do.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I did. Well, at least one of them. They do 2 of them, and I did.
You ran somewhere?
Yeah, more like waddled. I was in my Gizmo costume.
So you didn't?
Cosplay.
This wasn't this year.
No, this was this year.
You had a gizmo like the gremlin?
Uh-huh.
A gizmo
We never saw this.
No.
Yeah,
No,
what-
never did.
Are you sure you weren't high as balls and just
Yeah,
imagining all this?
you were high.
You sure you weren't just running behind the T-Rexes being like,
I was doing that, but I was actually in a suit.
oh, okay. All right.
So you had a Gizmo cosplay.
That was one of the things I was doing.
So you were furry this year.
Technically.
Shit's all coming together.
Yeah, it is. It's coming full circle.
Oh boy, that was sweltering, and
I'm not trying to give away our spot, man, but quick shout out to the embassy. They were amazing.
Yeah, the breakfast, fucking
the service, everything was tremendous. It was a fucking blast. I'm gonna stay there again. So
yeah, that was the spot.
Yeah, agreed.
That was pretty good.
Oh, it was amazing, dude. Yeah, they held all our shit for us on the last day.
Yeah, and they didn't have to.
Oh shit.
They didn't charge us or nothing. They were like, "Yeah, you guys." Yeah. You guys got to go ahead and check out, but they're like, we'll hold your stuff for the rest of the day. And so, like, they locked it all in a secure room for us and held it till we were done.
Yeah, shout out to the lazy parking attendants who let Kevin park for free all weekend.
Yeah, and just let us leave.
Way. Yeah,
they were just like, fuck it, get out. It was great.
Yeah, he got in. Okay, like this shit was just too funny, right? So I hopped in the car with Kevin just so he had some company while he parked his van and took his shit to the hotel or whatever. But so I hopped in the car with Kevin, and he goes to park at his designated spot. That shit was sketchy as fuck. And he was like, man, I don't think I should park here. And I was like, I don't think you should park here either. And eventually, he called Caleb. That's where he parked at. And so we pull up there, and it's a infinitely better place. Like, not even close. So he hits the buzzer because the gate's closed down, so you can't just go into the parking garage there. The gate's already shut. Kevin hits the button on the buzzer, and then the lady asks him, what can I do for you? He goes, hi, I had a reservation to park here, like a spot reserved to park here, which is a lie. He did not. And then she goes,
putting that man on blast.
But then she goes, this is the best part about it. She goes, what's your booking reference number or whatever? And he reads off a bogus fucking number.
And it worked. They let him in.
And they let the fucking gate up.
Wow.
And then on the way out, because you still get a ticket once you go in. So he gets the ticket, puts it in the dash, the con's over, and he's leaving. Hop in the van with him again. And we're leaving.
And I'm behind him, so I'm like, I hope they let him out.
What the fuck?
And he hits the button, right? And I got the ticket in my hand that he needs to, to do his thing. And but instead of, using the ticket thing to go ahead and, like, I guess, pay or whatever to get out, he hits the button again to talk to somebody. And this time, they don't even say anything. They just open the fucking gate.
Yeah. And I waited, and they were like, "No, you can go." And I was like, "Okay." So yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and this place is like fancy, like it's locked up, 24-hour surveillance, like it's just fucking.
Damn.
Actually, I'm not gonna say where it was.
Yeah.
I was about to be like, and it's just I was like, no, I'm not gonna give that away on the air.
Yeah.
Damn, that man lucked out.
Our little special secret.
Oh yes. Yeah.
I got to meet Gina Torres.
You did, and I ain't gonna lie, she's still fine too.
Oh yeah,
good.
All day, every day. Check out Suits on Netflix. You won't regret it. It's a fucking tremendous show. I don't care what kind of shows you like. You will like this one. It's a lawyer show where in about 9 seasons, there's probably maybe 3 hours of court scenes total.
So that's kind of like saying, Daredevil should show about a lawyer who's blind.
Yeah. Man. I'll be honest. Like it's one of my favorite shows. It's definitely a comfort show for me. Tremendous writing. It's from an era where writers' rooms on TV shows were very well staffed. So you probably had like 15 writers writing on that show. And like they just kind of got the best work from the room, and it was just really fucking tremendous. The last couple seasons is kind of a different show. But it's not their fault that Meghan Markle had to go off and become a princess or whatever. So, but yeah, and honestly, it may be the last work that Gabriel Mott ever does.
Really?
Because he's kind of like, I feel like we put this really good, like healthy thing into the world, and he's like, I'm good on that, like I'm set. So. Shit. Gina Torres is tremendous in that. You also probably know her from a million other things. Mm-hmm. She's in The Shield. She's in Firefly. She's in Buffy. She's in fucking everything.
Yeah.
You know, but her IMDb page is long. But yeah, I mean, Jessica Pearson in Suits is definitely my favorite role of hers. Got a photo with her. She's very sweet. You know, you could just tell she was a really nice, like, kind of down to earth celebrity. There's really only two kinds.
Yeah.
You know, and she was tremendous. So,
what are your guys' overall takeaways from Dragon Con, and what do you hope to see next year? Like, what would be your dream panels or, you know, dream guests to show up?
I mean, obviously, like, so dream panel never gonna happen, but would be over the moon if it did. You know, fucking. Yeah, like I would say, like Ewan McGregor, Rosario Dawson, and Hayden Christensen.
Oh, first of all, that would be all you do that day.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because
that line.
Yeah, holy I would be there too. So I guess that'd be all I do that day.
any one of them,
Oh yeah.
it would be all day.
Yeah, dog.
There's just there's nothing else happening.
And then like Mark Hamill shows up to that
for-
panel, like unexpected, unannounced. You know.
Then everyone goes deaf.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, like a lot of people don't know this, but Ewan McGregor is married to Mary Elizabeth Winstead, who's playing Hera, General Hera in.
Wait, they're married?
Yeah.
So, did they meet on the set of Birds of Prey?
Oh my god.
Damn.
Maybe.
Were they married before that
Awful.
or after?
I don't know. I'd have to look, but it's funny that they're both in the Star Wars
Yeah.
universe as like prominent characters. But yeah, I mean, like honestly, the only bad thing I have to say about the Ahsoka show is that thus far, like Obi-Wan has not appeared on screen. But yeah, that's all I can say without spoiling anything. But yeah, I mean, just tremendous. I would love that panel.
I feel like that's almost like a spoiler of omission if I think about it too much.
Yeah.
Something that actually is don't think about it, Morty. Something that could possibly happen at Dragon Con that I would love to see. Obviously, like Sanderson will probably come back. He was keynote in 2019, but I would love a Viggo Mortensen
Oh yeah.
panel. That would be amazing. I think that if they really like went all out, they could probably get Harrison Ford one year.
You think that they can get grumpy ass Harrison Ford?
Well, he did a lot of media for
Yellowstone?
Indy.
Well, I mean, he had to.
Yellowstone. Well, okay,
Not Yellowstone. Whatever.
well, I actually was about to be like that motherfucker's not in Yellowstone, but he's in the universe. He's in 1923. Fucking. By the way, I'm gonna go ahead and say this, and like this might be this is gonna sound like a hot take for you unless you've seen the fucking show. But I think my favorite Harrison Ford work is motherfucking 1923. Like
What?
Yeah, he just fucking. Not that I don't like his other stuff, obviously, but like as far as like the acting, like he just fucking kills it. That show is so good. Him and Helen Mirren together, fucking killed it.
What's that one show he did recently that?
The Fugitive.
No,
Tommy Lee Jones.
It's called like Sykes or something like that. Or
Yeah,
it's
but
about
like-
it's a comedy.
Oh,
It's
where
like a
he's,
dark
off the
comedy.
wall.
It's about like what therapists do, like when they're not working or whatever. And
Yeah.
yeah. Apparently, it's tremendous. I haven't watched it yet, but
I've heard
he
good
said he
things
was
about
having a blast with it.
yeah. That those are certainly the dream appearances.
But like just to gush about 1923 a little bit more, like you would think with Harrison Ford being in a show like that, like it's his first TV role ever.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
true.
dude, and like that's crazy. She's like 80 or
Right.
whatever, and so in that show, you would think that it would be like you couldn't show anything else because everybody's just going to be sitting around going, "What's Harrison Ford doing right now?" But it's not like that at all. Like heavily invested in the show. It's really good.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right, well, Brendon, what are your thoughts on Yellowstone 19, whatever?
23.
23, yeah.
It's a show. Mm-hmm. Yep. And it's got Harrison Ford in it.
Oh.
And it's set in 1923.
Wow. In-depth analysis from Brendon.
Yeah, I know. That was tremendous. Yeah. So Brendon, what about you, man? Dream panel that like, period, and then, like, when you think they actually could get?
Peter Cullen and Frank Welker.
Wait. Peter Cullen.
Peter Cullen's going to be at Soda City Con next year. Yeah.
So you that big a fan of Transformers, huh?
Oh,
that would be cool.
If I could meet Peter Cullen, yeah, that would be.
Who's the other guy you said?
Frank Welker? Welker?
Who is he?
He's Megatron, and he's also done a shit ton of other things. Like,
he's Megatron in the cartoons? Mm-hmm. But not, yeah, because Leonard Nimoy did the movies, right?
No, Leonard Nimoy did Galvatron in the 86 movie, and like after that,
who did Megatron?
Frank Welker.
In the movies, in the live action movies.
Mm-hmm.
No.
I don't know who does the initial Megatron in the live action movies, but Frank Welker actually does Megatron. Galvatron in I think it's Age of Extinction, and then he changes to Megatron in the Last Night, and he's actually Frank Welker doing that voice.
Well,
and then Leonard Nimoy does
that
Sentinel.
movie's awful, so I'm never gonna watch it.
And then Nimoy did Sentinel Prime in Dark of the Moon.
Oh, okay, that's what he did. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
If you ever get to meet Peter Cullen, ask him to say Autobots roll out. I bet you he's never heard that before.
No, I'm pretty sure he's never heard that ever.
Yeah.
What you ask him is to say, we've never faced this before.
No, I want him to give me your face.
When you ride the fucking Transformers ride at Universal, the whole time you're in the line, that motherfucker comes over the goddamn screen and he's like, you must protect the Earth. This is the only time we've ever faced a threat like this. I'm like, yeah, Optimus, I fucking know. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, and I was like, man, this shouldn't be my responsibility, Optimus. Like, I'm very irresponsible.
He's also famous for doing Eeyore.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But Frank Welker, he does a lot of sound effects kind of voice work. He does the Predator noise.
Oh,
he was
okay.
Predator.
Yeah.
He does a lot of like effort or animal noises. I'm pretty sure he's done a whole shit ton.
That's who I was trying to think of. In the first three movies, Hugo Weaving is Megatron.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh shit, that's right.
That would be a fucking amazing get for Dragon Con.
Holy shit.
Shit. Hugo
I've never seen him on anything. Maybe he just hates nerds.
He might be a Harrison Ford.
Yeah, he might just not like nerds. I can't blame him that much, but I mean,
between The Matrix and Lord of the Rings.
I mean, and everything else he's done.
Vendetta, and he also hated Red Skull.
Yeah, he hated Red Skull. Yeah.
He hated Red Skull?
Yeah.
That's why he didn't come back.
I need to go back and like confirm this, but like is it true that like for V for Vendetta he basically only did the voice?
Yeah.
And that the body stuff was all done by someone else. Someone else actually physically played V, and Hugo apparently just did the voice. Yeah.
Didn't he take his mask off at one point?
I mean, in the movie he does, but you don't see his face.
Oh, really?
You just see that where he's burned from like the backside of his head.
Oh.
Yeah.
The a twist, he becomes Red Skull.
Well, that explains why he's so goddamn capable. So that's like I think that the two you suggested there, Peter Cullen and whatnot, I think that's somewhat plausible. What's like your one that like, okay, this is never gonna happen? Who do you want to see?
I mean, obviously from people that are dead.
Someone that's alive.
It's hard to say. I think Peter Cullen is actually retired now. He's officially, I think, retired. I could be wrong about that. For the voice of Optimus Prime.
Well, see, like, mine is actually physically impossible, and he's still alive. Alan Moore is never going to show up to one of these, but...
Tim Curry would be cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would be that weird fucking person in the question line. Then it gets up to me, I'd be like, yeah, so in Muppet Treasure Island.
Yeah, that's actually one of my favorites as well.
That's the best Muppet movie. Like, fucking love that movie. Yeah, like, I love the meme where it's like, you can reasonably judge a person by where they know Tim Curry from. Mm-hmm. You know? Damn. And, like, it's fucking Muppet Treasure Island for me. So, not to derail, but, I mean, that's all we've done
That's
today.
all we've done, yeah.
So, there were actually 4 different actors that played under the mask of V. So the original casting for the character was a guy named I just had it here. James Purefoy. But he only lasted 6 weeks into shooting, saying he couldn't continue to wear the mask and act. So Weaving was brought in, but Purefoy's scenes were all kept and just dubbed over by Weaving to save time and money.
Huh.
Along with Weaving and Purefoy, 2 stunt doubles were involved in B's performance. Chad Stahelski and David Leitch.
Oh, shit. Chad Stahelski's one of the stuntmen?
Yeah, and David Leitch is the other one. He's actually a fight coordinator. But yeah, like, so that the Hugo Weaving actually was in the suit the least of the 4 people. He only did a few like reshoots and stuff in the cape. But yeah, he voices over him, but because the mask doesn't fucking move.
Yeah.
So who cares?
Right.
So yeah, Hugo Weaving is not in that suit like 95% of the fucking time.
I guess Pedro Pascal and
that'd be really cool.
Yeah, I mean, if you start getting into like.
He'd be like the big attraction, I think.
Yeah. Like, you start to get into like A-list like actor stuff, like as far as like Dream, like, you know, like Nicolas Cage or something like that. But they don't.
We are that sentence doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, it was hilarious though. Nicolas Cage would be hilarious. I would definitely go to.
I would go to the panel, but like, yeah, you were like, yeah. I mean, you know, they start. Bringing these big fucking A-list actors like Nicolas Cage.
I consider him up there.
Yeah. I mean, like, you could have said, like, oh, man, like Leo DiCaprio. And,
well, yeah.
They start bringing these big A-list actors like Justin Hartley, who's the guy that played the Green Arrow in Smallville.
Holy shit, that's a deep cut. God damn.
I don't know where I pulled that from.
Right. It came out of fucking nowhere.
Yeah. I would love a Pedro Pascal, though. I mean, yeah, that would be incredible.
Yeah, that would be the bee's knees.
Pedro Pascal and Rosario Dawson panel.
I know Dan Fogler goes there quite often. I'm a big fan of his. I don't know if you're familiar with who that is.
Do inform us.
He's done a lot of different things. Most of the time it's comedy. Let's see.
Who the fuck is he, Brendon?
Yeah, give us the most famous thing he's from.
I guess like his starring role was in Balls of Fury.
Oh my fucking god! Anyway, what about you, Ace? What's your dream panel, and then you think they actually could do it, and you'd really love it panel?
Yeah. So,
and why is it Frank Miller?
For real,
man. Both of those are difficult for different reasons. Now, Alan Moore, obviously, he's the one that I would just love to have, but you know, he's never.
You'd be more likely to get Stan Lee there.
Off the rails here. You guys remember the episode of Hey Arnold, where like Arnold he has like this favorite author of his, and so she tries to go and visit her. But she's like this mean old lady who will just not answer the door at all. And he tries for like a fucking year straight. And eventually she lets him in, but she's still mean as shit. But he gets his interview. Like, that's Alan Moore, except he never lets me in, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
doesn't he live in a big-ass castle and shit?
I mean, he's a wizard, so probably.
Yeah.
You know? But
that's where wizards live.
Yeah. But, Frank Miller, I worry about Frank because like his health is not getting any better.
Yeah.
And I mean, because he was doing cons pretty consistently up until about maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and he slowed down drastically. But I mean, he would definitely be one that would have just a fucking enormous line. I mean, everything he's done, yeah. But in terms of ones that I think are more plausible, possible, I already said Gaiman. Neil Gaiman would be he'd be tremendous. I would love that.
I'd like to get some of the Umbrella Academy cast there.
Yeah, it would be good to get them, especially like if you get them. It doesn't have to be before the last season. It can be after.
McFarlane would be cool.
Todd McFarlane would be very cool. That'd be very cool.
Or Seth.
Yeah.
Seth MacFarlane.
I was thinking the same thing when I said like Seth MacFarlane.
They could do a panel together. The most confusing panel.
Right.
You know what panel I would absolutely go to for very different reasons? A fucking Chris O'Donnell and George Clooney panel. I think would be amazing.
Yes,
Holy
it would.
shit.
You know the line for that would be...
Oh, yeah.
I would be first in line.
Oh, my. And how many questions would be about bat nipples?
Oh, yeah, a lot of
All
them.
of them.
Yeah.
It's like, was there like, how did you decide how big to make them?
Marlon Wayne still gets checks for the movie he was never in. He was originally casted to play Robin.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, to the point where like it was past like he had the role.
Like he was scheduled to play Robin in Forever or in Returns?
Well, technically, it was going to be Forever.
Okay.
But this was before Schumacher was brought on, and it was still going to be a Tim Burton movie. And then they went through several changes, and
Apparently he hates the name of that movie. Like
Shoemaker?
Schumacher? Burton.
Oh, Burton? Hates Forever?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was going to call it Batman Continues.
That's a horrible title.
that's somehow worse. Yeah.
Hey, I'm just...
Batman,
he doesn't.
I'm not saying I agree. I'm just saying that's what...
Tim Burton doesn't get any of the blame for fucking Superman Lives, but he should because that motherfucker was like the main person tied to directing it.
He was 100% going to make it.
Yeah, he met several times with fucking John Peters and was like, "Yeah, let's do it."
Right. It would have been an atrocity of a movie. Like, I mean, the best version of that was Kevin Smith's original draft for what he wanted to do. That's the best version of that movie, and then it just goes downhill.
What's bad is my favorite part of the Flash movie is that like 4 seconds where we get to see fucking Nicolas Cage fight the spider.
Oh,
Pretty
yeah.
epic.
Like,
And that's so hilarious that made it, because that's such a deep cut.
it's the deepest of cuts.
Someone was so happy that they got that in.
But a lot of people had to have been confused as fuck. Is that Nicolas Cage?
I need I need like, and we've probably missed this, but like I wish someone was filming Kevin Smith watching that movie because I want to know what his reaction was.
Yeah.
You would have to have known he knew about it.
Why?
I don't know.
There's no reason for him to have really known about that.
Yeah, it's not like they were gonna pay him for
Right.
his idea. Like they didn't even pay Nicolas Cage, motherfucker. Like
Yeah.
it's a CG Nicolas Cage.
That's fair. That's very fair.
Yeah. I was actually playing Baldur's Gate 3 with a group of friends last night, and one of them, he listens to the podcast regularly. Well, what up to you, Scott, if you're listening? But he asked, my thoughts were about the Flash movie. He has seen it too and whatnot, and so we were talking about it, and the Nicolas Cage section had came up, and I was like, he was asking me like about like what I think about like the rights or things like that about the Nicolas Cage thing, and I was like, man, honestly, like because it's completely CG rendered, and because like WB owns all the test footage that they have of Nicolas Cage, I'm sure that like they had no problem whatsoever either just completely creating new 3D models or basing it off of that test footage. So yeah, it's fucking interesting. That whole debacle.
Yeah, the whole thing is just like, it's one of the reasons why there's a strike going on right now.
Yeah, I mean, that is track.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, before we derail this bitch anymore, it's been like 3 hours.
Yeah.
Do we have anything else to say about Dragon Con, Batman Day, the death of Superman Lives?
I gotta say, you should check out all of those things.
Yeah.
This was probably maybe my second favorite Dragon Con ever. I think last year might be my favorite.
Last year was really good.
Yeah, because Kevin wasn't there. Just playing, Kevin. I know you're not going to listen to this far into this debacle, but in the odd event that you do, shout out to you.
One highlight, I got to have a short conversation with Austin Creed, Xavier Woods.
Yeah.
And that was pretty cool.
You could have just led with Xavier Woods. I'm like, why is this motherfucker trying to use fucking,
I mean, it's like,
Well, I mean, Nicolas Cage is an A-list actor.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
God damn it.
So fucking Austin Creed is like Brock motherfucking Lesnar.
Right.
The Undertaker was there. That'd be a great fucking panel.
Oh,
They could, like, get the Undertaker.
That's true. I mean, DDP was there last year.
Man, the DDP panel was so fucking weird.
DDP was there? I forgot about it. Oh, yeah, I was there for that. Shit.
DDP's panel was weird, bro.
It was good. I still need to save that 60K for that hyperbaric chamber.
Yeah, and then you also need to like build a house to put it in.
Right.
Because I'm pretty sure you might could put it in your living room if like that's all you had.
That's all I had in there. Yeah. Also, I'm pretty sure that's what Daredevil had in that Ben Affleck movie.
Yeah.
That had to be what that shit was.
I mean, if you put one in there,
they don't explain it.
Oh,
So
yeah.
It has to be.
Okay. We have ranted and rambled long enough. But this has been an experience. So, homies, listen, I feel like we started off really good giving you guys like the experience of what Dragon Con is. And then we gave you the experience of like being drunk at Dragon Con.
You get
the conversations that you might have at Dragon Con.
Man, we had some fucking ridiculous conversations at Dragon Con. One about like whether a guy's service dog was blind. We hung out with these guys at breakfast, and I told them about Brendon fucking a furry at Momo.
Yeah, that's right. It's becoming a thing now.
We put some googly eyes on a giant penis.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's we met a lady in the park who tried to hand fucking Wario and Waluigi her baby, which is a terrible idea.
Never heard about that.
Yeah, that was the thing that happened.
We saw a guy that was cosplaying as the fucking the mystery box from Mario. We beat the shit out of him. Yeah,
we all just like banged the fuck out of him.
And it made the noises and everything.
Yeah, it did.
That was an extremely creative cosplay.
So
yeah,
but yeah, man, it was a fucking blast. Fucking go to Dragon Con. I mean, it's something else.
Yeah, it's worth it, and like the 4-day pass really does not cost a lot of money. Like if you get it right now, it's
like $100 if you get it right now. But you got like 2 days
before Monday.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
And then it goes up to like $115, I think. So
I always end up getting mine late.
Even if you get it late, it's still
like
not bad.
$145.
Yeah,
I think, right?
So yeah, I don't advise that, but
yeah,
they've upped the price like this past year.
I think it's $160 if you buy it at the latest price.
Oh, okay.
But it does go up.
Yeah.
But I mean, really, if you get it the year before, if you get the $100, I mean, for what you get at the con, it truly is a deal. I mean, even if you have to pay the full price, I mean, I've seen cons that were charging $80, $90 for a badge, and it doesn't have even half.
Yeah.
The real expense is going to be the hotel, most likely.
Depending on how close you want to stay.
Yeah, it depends. Yeah,
you gonna want to split that room with some motherfuckers
for sure. Bring comfortable pairs of shoes, maybe some insoles, a chair to sit in when you're waiting in line.
Some backup batteries.
Bring some snacks.
A backpack with or without jets.
But yeah, so that is the Dragon Con experience, my guys, and it is It's an incredible thing. I look forward to it every year now.
Oh, yes.
I got my first taste in 2019. I went for a day as the homie Joe Brown, who has frequented the podcast quite a few times. I moonlighted as him one day under his pass, and I said, "This is incredible." And then the next year was the pandemic, so I didn't get to go.
Yeah, they blue balled this man for fucking 2 years solid.
Yeah, you ever had blue balls for 2 years?
Yeah. And then he showed up in 2021 and was like, I'm here to bust.
I'm here to bust, yeah.
And he did it everywhere.
And that's where I started the double bust.
Yeah.
And now we've come full circle.
That's the Claremont
They
panel.
robbed him of the one the year before, so he had to get them both out.
Poor Claremont.
Oh, yeah. Claremont got like the brunt of that double bust. Yeah.
You don't know what he's into.
I do now. All right, well... On that note, we're going to go ahead and end this fucking debacle.
The fucking visuals.
That is all for now, homies. So until next time, my name is Superhero Homie Q.
I'm superhero homie Brendon.
Superhero